like a late away.
Oh no, but definitely. I think we're what we 6 seconds behind. They've been talking all that. They're talking about I just heard me then.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it, do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it, scream from the haze, got a nice ring to it. I guess I'll be superhero in this theme music.
It's definitely on.
And like Dave said then, you know, great fight, absolutely fantastic effort all the way through. These troops.
Looking at it, they've both had 3 bouts. One of them's had 3 wins, technical knockout. So yeah, it should be an interesting fight.
I watched Sapper Alcock a couple of weeks ago with 2-1 in RSME Regiment in Ripon, where he boxed Sapper Eugene, and it was a belter of a fight. And then they had a return fight earlier in the week. Eugene hoping to turn over the decision this time and make it 1 apiece. It wasn't to be. Alcock's a strong kid, and I really think he's got that one game plan. He's going to be on the front foot from the start. Let's see what Sapper Taylor from 1 RSME Regiment does. Hopefully he'll stay at range and move around the outside of the ring.
I think, you know, you've obviously got, you know, from the visual here, we've got very 2 different guys here. We got the long guy, you know, not quite as muscular. Got the guy from the 2-3 Engineer Regiment, a lot more muscular. But this could be a really interesting bout. We'll see how it turns out. I'm not quite sure at this moment in time. I think this
Not at all, 'cause if he does that, he's going to play to Alcock's strengths.
Yeah, and I think, you know, just looking at the visual, Dave, I think that I would completely agree with you. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see these guys all week, but yeah, this is the long-rangey boxer potentially against the in-close, up-close banger. It'll be really interesting to see how it turns out. 100% from the outset, we can see that, can't we?
He's conscious that Taylor's got a good reach on him. You know, he's looking for ways in. Hasn't quite figured him out yet. He just needs. There you go. There's the power coming in, but Taylor's boxing well.
Yeah, Taylor caught me a couple of straight backhands there. I think, you know, be under no disillusion to anybody who's listening. You know, this is very, very low level amateur boxing, and we can see that, you know, we've got straight line movement. We're not coming off the centre line here. And that's taking nothing away from the boxers, because the amount of time and effort they put into this, but it is low level amateur boxing, and do you know what, it's boxing in its rawest form, which is, it's all up from here, and these guys, you can see, absolutely dedicated to it, both putting their shift in. See the rangy man trying to put the jab out, keep him at bay. Unfortunately, you've got to have the movement in line with this game, haven't you?
There's two things for Alcock, you know. He failed to protect his right eye. You know, he had a cut earlier in the week. He needs to get his hands up.
Yeah. Go on, Lee, what have you got to say on this one?
Yeah, so both lads are quite evenly matched. They've both had 3 fights. Sapper Alcock in red has won all 3 fights by TKO. So yeah, very evenly matched. We can see now that Sapper Alcock is just pushing Sapper Taylor back. But Sapper Taylor, it would be good to see him using his range, getting that stiff jab out and kind of moving off the line. Like Cass said, it's very amateur boxing, very straight line boxing. But I think if he plays to his advantage in keeping his distance and using his range, realistically, Sapper Alcock shouldn't be able to get near him.
You know, I think what you get there is, the one thing I always pick up there is looking at Alcock. He's trying to reach for the jab. You know, he's trying to reach Taylor's head. It's too far away, and if he uses his movement properly, he's not going to reach that target. He should be aiming for the chest area. You know, close that range down, move in. The head will come down if he gets inside.
As we know, mate, with regards to this one, you know, amateur boxing, head hunting, it's in your early stages.
Well, we see a lot more body shots going in now in low-level boxing, and it's good to see.
100%. And again, we can only attribute that to the level of force we see.
We have seen a massive shift in the coaching abilities now. You know, you go back years ago and you never want to ever taught you straight punching shots. You know, you can always see that low level. It was always very, very basic. Now you get some great movement, great variety of shots. I think, you know, if we can do this at this level now, we've got a real bright future. You've got to keep these kids in the gym.
This is the key element, exactly as Dave alluded to there, ladies and gentlemen. It's the fact of keeping them in the gym. You know, it's very difficult to maintain a boxing career along with a military career. I've done it myself for a 27-year period. Dave's done it for longer than that. It is very, very difficult. And, you know, it's just the amount of self-dedication it takes it's ridiculous.
The biggest challenge for us is you've got to remember, you know, the boys and girls who box at this age in City Street have been doing this since they were kids. You know, they don't start boxing by the 1 or 2s, or the mid-20s. You know, in the military, we do things a bit different. We give the opportunity there for them to step in and try a new sport. So generally, you know, we've got older kids, older men and women who are brand new boxers, and we try to put on the civilian circuit the experience. A lot of time they're outmatched, but you know, it's all about experience. It's getting them into sparring, and then it brings them on and brings them on.
Yeah, I mean, in essence, Dave, you know, the reality the debate has raised in the army for many years about taking people to civilian gyms. And the worry is always level of exposure. The reality is, we might take these 2 boys who are in this ring now, and they're doing a fantastic job, by the way, to a civilian gym. They'd be maybe sparring with 14, 15-year-old kids who are teaching them a lesson. But the thing is, it's lessons learned. And if we do this, we'll continue to affirm our boxers and their boxing careers. 100%. You've got to face fears, Dave, haven't you? 100%.
Good shot from the Alcock. I think that he's starting to raise it in the second half of this round.
Yeah, he's finding his feet.
Yeah, I think Sapper Taylor's got the range, but I think Sapper Alcock has got the power. Definitely behind his shots, he's landing quite a lot more in terms of shots that he's throwing. Whereas Sapper Taylor, I think, is just trying to keep him away. To be honest,
I think Sapper Taylor just needs to be busier. To be
I
perfectly
was going
frank.
to say the same there, Cass. He does need to be a little bit busier. You know, and not busy for busy's sake, but keep his jab working and keep moving around. Yeah. Don't let Alcock plant his feet. Look, as soon as he does, he's going to come back over with a big backhand.
100%.
And that's it. Literally, all he needs to do is just throw that straight 1-2, keep him at bay, keep him away, punch and move, punch and move.
Basic boxing.
You know, we were in that corner there. I thought Taylor did very well to move out that corner. He didn't cover up. He didn't stay there for too long. He was in the pocket. He managed to manoeuvre himself out of the pocket and keep himself in the fight. And you know, two different types of fighter here. We've got the old school aggressive boxer against the long rangey guy, and at this stage very difficult to make either plan stick. Just going to be pursuing.
You see there, you're both boxers, both working hard. You've got one sat down in his corner in the red corner and the blue's choosing to keep on his feet. Yeah, what's your opinion on that? I mean, for me, I think to take up sport, you should take every opportunity you can to rest your boxer.
I think, to be honest, for me, it's generally down to the boxer's preference. Some boxers prefer to sit down, I think, because psychologically it makes them feel like they've had a rest. Whereas some people are of the mentality they want to keep the blood flow to their legs. They want to stay up.
Absolutely, 100%. That is that boxer-coach relationship. And, you know, for people who've never boxed, they don't understand what that relationship is. You know, you've got to know how to get the best out of your boxer. And at the end of the day, you know, in all fairness, for me as a previous super heavyweight, I was never a fan of standing up in the corner, Dave, as well, you know. I mean, I used to love a stool.
But every time you sat down, it blocked your breathing.
Holy shit, mate, I didn't want to get back up. You know what I mean? I was comfy where, all right, give me that bottle of water, I'm going to stay there all night. However, you know, it's the relationship between the coach and the boxer. As we can see now, you know, Sapper Ellaby's coming on strong here. He's had a good couple of moments. He's really trying to take command in this last round. His corner have had a chat with him and said, look, mate, this is where we're at. You need to press this. Potentially could be a fantastic last round, this.
That was going to say. You had Taylor trying to use his range and he missed the both shots. You know, that sort of gives you a bit of an idea of how far out Alcock's staying.
But the good thing with Taylor is, though, Dave, Taylor doesn't look nervous in this, does he? No. Do you know, we see rangy boxers against a more aggressive boxer, and sometimes by the comes to the third round, they're falling off a little bit. There is none of that. He's maintaining his distance, he's maintaining his long jab.
Both kept the game plan.
Yeah, definitely, mate, and which is great to see, because at this level, it's very easy to go out the window, isn't it? You've seen this move thousands of times.
Yeah, I like this lead hand control that Alcock's using as well. You'll see on occasion he's holding his lead hand out, and it looks as if he's doing it to try and find the range to maybe block Taylor's vision, and that is quite good tactics in a sense, and you don't normally see that from low-level kind of amateur.
No, not at this stage.
Not at this low-level kind of. Yeah, you can see he's got a boxing brain there, and he's walking Taylor down as well. Realistically, Taylor, I think exactly what he's doing is throwing them straight shots, but Alcock is walking him down. He's kind of walking forwards. He's putting the pressure on.
Looking at the scene, walking a little further, get further in that range. He's going there in the corner.
Great work by Taylor there, Mike, turning him really well there.
Turning the ropes and holding there, you know, don't give him the out.
Again, this is the third fight of the evening, and all we're seeing is exactly what we would expect for this standard of tournament. You know, they're all stepping up.
They've just got a standing ovation. You know,
yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Appreciation of two boxers there who's gone in there. There's no holds barred, nothing's left in the ring. They both want to be called champion.
Yeah, completely agree, man, completely agree. Thank God. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we fully appreciate earlier on you had no communication, so the commentary team tonight is Major Dave Pearson of the Royal Engineers for approximately 30 somewhat years. Myself as Captain Carroll, now of the ACF, formerly of the Royal Engineers, and we are honoured to have with us the professional boxer, which is Louise Orton, previous ABA champion, Haringey champion, phenomenal experience as an amateur, moved into professional ranks a number of years ago, unfortunately during the COVID period. And there we go, take nothing away from what we're doing. Ellaby Red picks up on a majority. Fantastic performance by both boxers, great.
Yeah, agreed. You know what, I think when you look at that, over the duration of that bout, if this is the standard now, I think we're probably going to struggle to pick a best boxing fight or the fight of the night.
I'll tell you what, mate, it's not going to be easier. To what we've seen thus far, it's not going to be easier at all.
We'll have to let Louise choose. Because I think we're going to have a difference of opinion. I think she might have to be the voice of reason between the two of us.
Oh, 1 second. There we go. Great display from all three components so far. So, in the commentary of the first bout, Sergeant Bell was absolutely outstanding. You know, two very inexperienced ladies there and did a great job. I think what people have to understand is the levity of the occasion. You know, nerves get the better of people. However, Sergeant Bell came out, she absolutely 100% stuck to her game plan. With regards to the second bout, we had Sapper Bijon against, 1 second, against Sapper Cloyd. Fantastic bout. You know, we had man strength against the young developing adult. Great bout. We believe as a commentary team the bout was lost in the first round. However, great display. 100% guts and glory all the way through. And what we can't take away from it is every individual you've seen tonight is a serving soldier. This is a secondary effect. You know, primarily they are all serving soldiers. This is an extracurricular activity, if you will, which they dedicate a lot of time to in their own personal development and professional development. You know, the great thing with boxing is it displays a number of key attributes towards what we display within the army as pillars. You know, we talk about courage, we talk about selfless commitment, we talk about discipline. Every single fighter in this arena tonight will display all three of those. You know, myself and Dave have been witness to this for a number of years. We need buy-in. We need buy-in from the upper levels to support these young boxers and coaches in their plight to continue to supply for our EBC and against the army. However, now moving on to the next bout, we have Sapper Woods from 2-1 Engineer Regiment against Sapper William from 1 RSME. 1 RSME, Dave, got a great showing in this
I was about to say that, Cass, you know, out of 11 bouts tonight, we've probably got, I think, off the top of my head, about 7 bouts that are all 1 RSME Regiment. Now, whilst people think it's a loaded team, it's not just that. You've got to remember there's a competition going on tonight, and just because you've got numbers in the box in the final doesn't mean you've won. So at the start of the week, they had to nominate 6 boxers as their scoring fighters. It's all luck of the draw, whether they box each other, whether they make it to the final. So, you know, I've kept the scoring to myself tonight. Nobody knows who's won, and just because 1 RSME's got all the boxes doesn't mean they picked the right one.
Oh, definitely not. And it's you know, I go back to my coaching days. Very, very tough to do. You know, you look at an open field and you try and select your point scoring boxes. It's it's hard. It's really hard. So hopefully the 1 RSME crew have selected well, and we'll see how it all turns out for them.
So this fight now, we've got, as already been said, Sapper Wood and Sapper Williams, both 21 years old. They're both very new to boxing. So for Sapper Wood, this is only his second bout of the competition. Sapper Williams, this is his first fight tonight. So very evenly matched, probably both of exactly the same kind of experience and ability. So interesting fight to see how it goes.
Obviously, the referee now talking to the boxers. You know, boys look solid. Both look very focused. Yeah, I mean, as I think, to be honest, with every bout tonight, Luke, this is a big stage. This for these youngsters now, and so juvenile in their boxing careers.
Very much so, and I think obviously both new to boxing, first time in a competition, and obviously being on this main stage with probably over 14,000 army soldiers in here, I think it's probably quite daunting for both of them. And I remember from my first fight, the nerves are just unreal. So I couldn't begin to imagine how these guys are feeling in there right now. Yeah,
and you know, when Louise is talking, we're talking to somebody who's really seasoned in the game. You know what I mean? Like I said, the amateur career, absolutely fantastic pedigree. And an absolute ambassador moving forward with women's boxing. You know, I've been very fortunate enough to witness Louise's professional debut down in London. Absolutely phenomenal night. But absolutely, yeah, gleaming. But Louise has, you know, turned over in a real difficult time with COVID. However, you know, women's boxing is in its ascendancy, as we spoke about earlier on with the two young ladies. We need more of it in the REBC, but I'm quite confident when I sit here and say that I think I'm genuinely sat next to a future world champion in the game. So it's an absolute honour to have her on board. You know, we obviously we got Katie Taylor, Campton Samron. You know, there's a load of young ladies out there proving the sport's well worthwhile. You know, last year we witnessed the first all-female card, absolute sellout. Female boxing is ascendancy, and I can genuinely say I've got the pleasure of sitting next to a future multiple weight world champion.
Yeah, thanks for that, Cass. It is tough as a female. I think a lot of females feel like they've got a point to prove, especially against the men. But definitely, like you say, female boxing's on the rise now. More opportunities are rising, and I think we need more females in the sport. Like we were saying earlier, but I think there was issues with the mic. There was only one female fight this evening, and I think realistically we need to be boosting the profile of female boxers and getting more females involved in the sport, so that in time to come, rather than just having one fight on a card, it's kind of a 50-50 split, females 100%. And males.
I think the key thing is what we need to concentrate within the REBC is trying to bring some females from the boxing fraternity into the coaching fraternity, because I think that would, you know, it would make it a little bit easier for females to back it up. Because I mean, when we look at the crowd, we look at where we are. You know, we're in the British military, especially in the Corps Royal Engineers. We have got a very, very small female contingency, and the young ladies that we have are absolutely phenomenal ambassadors. And when we see them coming into this, all we can do in hope is the other young ladies in the crowd will see it, and it will promote female boxing within the Corps and within the army in a greater stratosphere.
Yeah, definitely. Looking around the room, it's very male dominated, very kind of male orientated, and I think having more females involved in coaching and coaching these guys, I think it's going to bring more females through. And I think seeing that female bout tonight, the girls that have just stepped into that ring, they've not only got a point to prove in the sense that they're female, but they're the only females on this card. So the pressure on them was probably phenomenal.
Yeah, I completely agree. So here we go to RSM for the next intro.
So Sapper in the red corner. I watched him box the other day. He's a real strong fighter. He beat Lance Coleman Knight from 28th Engineer Regiment on his route to the final this evening. I think this should be a good fight. Again, you've got two guys in the prelims who were both quite aggressive in the way they box. So they've got to sort of get this right now, whether they stand toe to toe or whether they figure it out pretty quick and start using the skills that they've got. So cruiserweight bout here, you know, so they're sitting here now and they've got a bit of weight behind them, a bit of strength. We've had the lighter weights box already. You start moving in the cruiserweight division, it's that in between light heavies and heavyweights, you know, so they possess a bit of everything, a bit of mobility, a bit of movement, a bit of power. So let's see how this pans out.
I think we can see with this one, Aiden's going to go out, he's going to try and dominate. It'll be really interesting to see how his opponent steps up to it.
Yeah, so just looking at how long these guys have been boxing, I mean, Sapper Wood has only been boxing for 3 months, and Sapper Williams as well. He's similar timescale, 4 to 5 months. And I mean, for these guys to have stepped in the ring tonight after only probably 12 weeks of training, it's unreal. And I think credit to them, to the point that they've stepped into the ring after only that amount of training, and how they're doing just now. It's excellent.
I was going to say there, Lou, you know, you said that 3 months. You look at the boxing skill that's there. You see some people, you know, I've seen kids in the boxing gym for 6 months and they haven't got that lateral movement, they haven't got that boxing brain where they're trying to think for different combinations, different shots. Again, I think it's testament to the coaching skills.
It's formulated work, there, isn't it? You know what I mean? We're not seeing both the boys are thinking about what they're doing here. There's no rushing. They're not trying to overall with power. You know, like you said, they are bigger guys. You know, cruiserweights. It's not to be sniffed at. but they are both thinking about the graft here. Both
Yeah.
thinking about how they go about the work.
What I'm liking seeing from Sapper Wood at the minute, he's got the feinting that he's using with his head, with his hands. That's something that kind of some boxers take years to develop
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
But you can see that he's thinking about what he's doing. He's thinking about causing Williams to trigger, and just by that lateral kind of trigger and feinting, he's drawing him onto the shots.
I'm liking what I'm seeing with Sapper Williams here. But this kid's on no bouts before this evening.
Yeah.
He's not gone in like usual no bout.
100% not. Great little bit
what he's doing.
Great little bit of respect there between the two boys, you know. I think for me, if Williams goes up and down, it'll make a massive difference in this bout, because at the moment, he, you know, as you said there, David, you're 100% right. There's no about him. He's looking for the head. If he's going to have a good chat with him now, and I think they are doing, you know, we talk about up and downing. So basically head shots to body shots and then back up. It'll make a massive difference in this bout, because at the moment he's solely focused on the head.
I'd probably say Sapper Wood just edged out around there, just being on the front foot. You know, he's got a good variety of shots. I think that's probably one round up there to Sapper Wood. Yeah, but you know what? I think we're going to see a little bit different this time from young Williams in the second round. Now he's done his first round, you know, he's probably relaxed. He's settled down a little bit now. I'd like to see him go. So I'll be a little bit more of the aggressor this time instead of being overcautious.
David, I'm looking at both boys in the corner, mate. They're both comfortable in there. There's no worries.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't want to see Williams trying to load up there. I think he just needs to pick his shots, find his range. Good movement.
Well, I think Williams,
that's great
we
movement.
double that jab up with Williams, and we'll
Oh,
see,
that was a lovely shot.
a massive improvement.
He's landed some real nice straight shots.
Yeah,
There. He's
very
keeping
Yeah,
the basics.
Look at his jab. His jab,
Yeah.
when it lands, is very stiff and straight. His range is brilliant.
Yeah.
You look at him. You know, he's ducking down there, dipping. He's got the lateral movement. He's thinking about what he's doing.
Oh, lovely shots there. Lovely shots. And give Wood his due. He did well there. His hands come straight up to defend himself. He's tucking up.
He needs to get him back up now. There
I
you
think
go.
the referee's made the right decision there. You know, Wood was a little bit wobbled. His eyes weren't quite where they should be. The referee's done him a good service there.
He just needs to be cautious now. He doesn't try and get involved straight
Oh,
away.
lovely.
Williams is going to look for the knockout now because he knows he's probably feeling a little bit dazed. His legs are a little bit like jelly. You know, he needs to capitalise on that.
I
now.
think Wood's reassembled very quickly there.
He's coming back strong now,
Yeah,
definitely.
he is, you know.
Oh, lovely. Oh, no.
A couple of nice straight shots there. I think that's what I'm liking from Williams at the moment. He's throwing nice straight punches, but with a little bit of variety. And he's not rushing.
I think what I'm liking with both of the boys, mate, is the fact that they're
Really good shot over top.
you know, they're focused. They're not over pushing. They're not rushing it.
Yeah.
I think from the first round, we
Yeah,
thought
I mean,
Wood was going to dominate the fight. It's
I
different now, isn't it?
Mate, 100% is different battle altogether. I think that may be a little bit premature, but the referee's in there to
Beautiful
safeguard the
jab.
boxes.
These straight shots are brilliant. I mean, from both of them. They're both landing when they're throwing. They're both getting them straight shots off.
See, I think that's the first.
I think the
hook.
biggest issue
Williams
here with
started
Sapper Wood
throwing.
is Sapper Wood's coming in too close.
Oh, nice straight hands again. Nice straight hands.
He's coming in too close. He's putting his body position off, which is allowing Williams to really capitalise on it.
Lou, do you think the lack of experience now is causing Williams to sort of... He's trying to press the fight, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's dominating that round. He should just relax.
Yeah, he should, and I think that's the thing. I think as you develop throughout the career, you learn when to take your pressure, when to take your foot off the gas. You know you're ahead. You know you've got that time to go for a walk, to give yourself time to recoup, get a little bit of energy back in the tank, and go again. But I think obviously at this level, it's important for these guys. They want to put on a good show. They've got the kind of bravado of the boxing, and they want to stand toe to toe. They want to have a war. But yeah, definitely, as time goes on, you learn when to kind of take your foot off the gas and give yourself a bit of time.
You and I both know, you know, if you give someone a standing count or you rock them a little bit, you've only got a 10 to 15 second window to put that pressure back on again. And if you haven't achieved your aim at that point, you need to start getting back to your game plan, start moving again, you know, because you're allowing them time to recover and they're going to come back into the fight. You run the risk of getting caught yourself, and you don't need to.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I think the good thing is, after the standing counts, he's looked at it. You know, Williams has looked at this and he's not rushed it.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
Great start to the third round. Oh, you know.
The variation of shot that he's using with his lead hand is very good. He's kind of, oh, lovely here. This is coming on
strong
Look at the
now.
strength. Look at the. I'll tell you what. I think Wood's legs have gone.
Yeah.
I think the referee needs to make a decision. You can't the boxer.
Do you know what? I think it's going to be a strong case.
Yeah, that's a fair count there.
That's the right decision.
The referee's job is to protect the boxers when he feels he needs to protect them. And I think he's made the right decision there. He was taking some heavy shots, but fair play to both of them. They both gave it their all.
Oh, yeah.
I completely agree with everything that's just been said. However, if you're looking at this now and you're watching the street, I think that Wood unfortunately got a little bit of advice from his corner there, because he got a couple of good shots off and his corner beckoned him on, told him to press. And unfortunately in the press he got caught out. You know, sometimes in the corner you may think that you are completely.
But that's a lack of experience for
that's
boxing coaches.
100%.
For me there, if that's you as the boxer, you're getting caught with them shots early. Move. But it's just the lack of experience. They don't understand the game plan where they've got to have a plan B. And that's the coaches don't need to be saying get on your front foot. They need to be saying move on your back foot. Get out of the trouble.
I think a lot of these coaches as well. I think a lot of the coaches are quite new to the game as well. So it's a learning experience for both the coaches and the boxers.
In the red corner there, you got Greg Kelly. You know, he had 7 civilian fights before he joined up with Fox ABC. Then he came across to me. I coached him for a couple of years. He's one of the very few boxers who I know who was boxing for the Corps and Regiment. Went down to Medway Park, boxed against 3 para. Went to the Lions Den and achieved best boxer and beat their best boxer on the night.
Yeah, he had a great career, and obviously as a young amateur for the Corps, he did really good stuff, didn't he, Dave, when he came in early doors. He's in that transition now.
He was always game though, Cass.
I
think he's got to realise that you've got to play to your boxing strengths and not trying to get them to emulate how you boxed.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
But the next bout, I think, is a bit of a strange one because it was a straight final between these two boxers. So we don't really know what to expect because we haven't seen them box this week. I think we just got to sort of take this with an open mind. But
exactly. And this is the difference between a lot of the military competitions and civilian tournaments. You know, in a civilian tournament, very, very rarely will you ever see a straight final. However, as we've already said, the primary for these young ladies and gentlemen who are boxing tonight is soldiering. So, you know...
Sorry, Cass, I'm going to stop you. I'll have a little chuckle to myself now because this tune that's on now, I boxed a kid in Cleat box, and this was my entrance music, and we just want to get the crowd going, you know, and it generally does. And I think especially when you've got the guys there sitting in the reds, and they've had a few scoops, and you've got the soldiers out and about there, it's a good vibe music, you know, I think, hey, let's get this party started.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere in here. Everyone's kind of cheering each other on. It's very good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
But I think that's testament to the fights that we've had so far. They've been action-packed.
And it's well deserved. Well deserved.
Sorry, I was going to say, what a tune. You get this tune in. What have we had so far? We've had action-packed fights and we predicted riots every time.
Yeah. So coming in now, we've got Sapper Clancy. He's been boxing on and off for about 8 years. So it looks like we might see probably maybe a step up in this fight, a little bit kind of higher level in the sense of the knowledge behind what they're doing. So yeah, we'll see. So his opponent, Sapper Hayden, it looks like he's only had 3 fights, and this will be his first fight of the competition.
Yeah, you know, they've both been in the ring before, so it's not like what we've had so far. And I think they've got big boots to fill, because if you've had novice boxers, raw novice boxers, putting on performances we've had, and these kids have got a bit of experience. But I think if I was their coaches, I would be thinking, wow, we've got to raise the game. Because at some point they're going to get drawn against these kids.
I think in this one, you know, we're going to see a higher level of boxing intelligence due to the level of experience these two boys have got. Like I said, what you can't take away from this is the stage. We've got 1,400 people in here. There's many a professional who've never boxed in front of 1,400 people.
I agree there.
You know, this is big stuff. In front of the court, all your peer group is looking on, all your regiment's looking on. You know, if both me and you know, this is a key to regimental stardom, man.
I think it's a little bit worse here. What we haven't actually mentioned so far is they're both from the same regiment.
Oh,
so this is bragging rights.
There we go, bragging rights in the regiment. Luckily that never happened with me and you, Dave. We were both 2 different weights, but you know.
I probably wouldn't say that now. I think we're both super heavyweights, man.
Yeah,
well, you never went anything but I'm definitely there now.
Well, hey, listen,
I'm half a century old.
I make no apologies for being a super heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? I used to see the boys making the cut for weight. I'd be sat there whacking a pizza down my grid. They'd all be there eating bran flakes and that. It was never a drama for me. It were good times, happy times.
But when I turned pro, we pair of us went to Sheffield Gym together in Derbyshire. We both go for the pro contract, and you were open and honest. So when you know what, Dave, I'm not as disciplined as you. I like a pint, I like a curry. A fair play to you. You stuck to that, true to the end.
Hey, do you know what? And I say it quite openly. You know, I sit here now in the with, you know, with two professional boxers, and I completely admire what both done. It's a little bit different with me and Dave. Me and Dave go back a long, long way. You know, and what Dave did was absolutely, he was an outstanding professional. Testament to him for the amount of time and effort he put into it. And he, you know, we got offered a deal. We both got told the same. You're boxing for plastic, you can be boxing for money. And Dave absolutely stepped up to it, and I absolutely chinned it, got down the boozer, whacked a Stella down my head, and got on the rubies.
I think you're being too kind of me there, Cass, to be fair. You know, but you know, if you let's swing back around now and you talk about Lou, you know, as a professional yourself, you know yourself, the dedication and commitment it takes whilst...
The levels are ridiculous.
A lot of people don't realise, as a professional, you all assume that you're on big money and you're just doing it full time. I had the full-time job within the military, you've got a job, you know, unless you're reaching European and above level, and it's certainly for the female boxing, because the wages aren't quite there yet.
No, not
it's unfair.
That's exactly it. As a female now, I've not made a penny at all since turning professional. And in fact, it's actually cost me to actually fight, because what a lot of people don't realise is that when you first start out in pro boxing, well, just break this here. This has started fast.
Fire, fire, fire.
But these aren't two boys in the same gym who's come to spar tonight, are they?
No,
they're definitely up for bragging rights.
And you know what? We've witnessed it in the past. Two boys from the same regiment in the final. It's been tippy, 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 tappy, tappy.
Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get.
And these boys have come to have it. Fantastic. Testament to both individuals.
You would think they don't like each other. Good shot. Great backhand over the top there.
The match in here is very, very good in terms of both of these lads. They both look like they've got exactly the same kind of experience, ability. They're both giving as good as they're getting. Very straight shots, lovely shots here.
I like the way there, you know, he moved out of range, but straight away he was back in range again. He didn't jump all the way out and stay there. He was looking to close that range back down again and look for his next set. You know, he's not shy, is he? That was a couple of good shots going in there.
Do you know what? You summed this up early doors, Dave. This is a bragging rights affair. Yeah. Whichever boy gets this, mate, they go back to that regiment and they're being the top knocker, aren't they?
But the joy about boxing is any disheartened part of it gets left in the ring. You shake hands at the end. You know, any other sport, I'd probably put rugby in the same bracket. You know, it's a gentleman's sport. Boxing is a gentleman's sport, or a gentle lady sport. It's mutual respect.
I imagine these guys as well, they've probably had the advantage of sparring each other prior to this fight.
Yeah,
so
I think you're right.
Or the disadvantage. So they know exactly what to expect from each other. I think they know each other's weaknesses, they know each other's strengths, and they're probably playing to those right now.
I think what the challenging part as well is where they'll have been pushing each other in the gym leading up to this, because there will have been. You know, little did they know they were going to get drawn against each other. And that's the look of the draw.
And that's the thing with the tournament, mate. We all know with the core championship, you can come down, there might be 2 or 3 guys in the weight, or there might be 12 guys in the weight, you know.
Good first round there, very entertaining.
Good first round from both boys, fantastic.
How would you score that, Luke?
Oh, it's very hard to score, isn't it? I suppose it depends from the side of the ring you're sitting as well. Some judges see it one way, some see it another, but for me that was very hard to score, that one.
I think I would like to sit that. I don't want to sit on the fence with that, to be honest with you, and say, you know what, let's have a look at the second round.
I'm going red.
Oh, yeah?
He had a couple of little spots through there where he sustained the work rate, put below on the back foot.
But like Luke said though, we're sat here and we only see one side of it.
Very, very true. However, we have got the best seats in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
I like the atmosphere, I like the music and everything else, you know. It's probably difficult for the coaches to talk to boxers, but there's nothing worse than that stunning silence that normally happens in military boxing between rounds, and there's like an air of awkwardness. At least this way, you know, people they're still in that zone, aren't they?
Yeah, everyone's having a good time here. You can see that the crowd are kind of cheering, and it's good sportsmanship. They're all cheering each other on.
Yeah, yeah. Nice couple of good shots there going in from the red. He seems to be landing a little bit more success with the straight shots than his backhand gets through every time. Well, quite a lot anyway.
They're both sitting down well on their shots as well. They're using their base. They've both got a solid base.
Yeah, very good.
Tell you what I like, you're two light welterweights here, and they're not bouncing all over the place.
It's settled work. It's settled
They're
work.
not spelling energy that you don't need to.
It's quite a pro style here. They're both quite flat-footed. They're both sitting down on their shots. They're not kind of jumping in and out of range. They're sitting in range, but whilst they're in range, they're kind of defending themselves and coming back.
So the Ron James Boxing Club is going to select the best boxers tonight. I think we've got our work cut out, to be fair.
So far, this is an absolute lick.
You've got to realise, I think there's a lot of aspiration. When people watch boxing, you get two types of spectator. You get the one who want to see a good scrap, and it's all about having a fight. And then you get the tacticians, those who enjoy boxing and they're looking for the skill.
The purists.
The tactical side of it, It's not just about being in there and having a tear up for the sake of having a tear up, wasting energy and taking shots you don't need to take. And I think you look at these boxers, and they're not being wasteful.
No,
nice, beautiful
very
body shot.
economical, both of them.
Nice body shot, and he came back there with a left hand over the top. Nice little combination. Back out of range again, but not too far.
I think they both settled well in this round.
Nice shot. I'm probably airing with you now, Cass. I think watching this second round now, Sapper Clancy's really edging the fight in his favour.
Two really good boys here.
Both conserving their energy well. They're both picking their shots at the right time. They're not throwing just for the sake of throwing. They're calculated in what they're doing.
It's always important to get that last 10 seconds of the round to try and catch the eyes of the judges. You've got to remember, it's amateur boxing and it's all scoring the points as well in the mind. It's not about 10 seconds, it's a 2-minute round. You've got to be seen to be doing the work all the way through. And there's some real good quality work going in from both fighters. I think over the years, Cass, what we've always seen coming out of Wimby Station is good quality boxers. They never used to produce numbers, but they always used to produce the 2s and 3s.
Very
good quality boxers.
Very good. But what we've got to do there is got to pay a testament to Bez. Bez was the leading force in boxing.
Yeah, he drove that on
for a long time. Old Stephen Beresford, fantastic guy. He's moved away now. These young boys have stepped up.
They moved in the band up the boxing side like, hey, you know what I mean? What a change.
But we're looking in these corners now. We've got Jimmy Hill sat over there. He boxed both of us in the core day, didn't we?
Yeah.
I don't know who Tashio is over there, but his moustache is absolutely outstanding.
I think he's a fan of Lord Kitchen. We're definitely setting the trend in the car, aren't we? We've all got a Kitchen and Tash. Well, I haven't, if you.
We never really pulled that off, did we?
I shaved mine off for tonight.
Oh.
I'm sure Carl will be really appreciative of that later. Anyway, back to the boxing. Two really good boys here, two strong boys, really, fantastic.
I'm liking both boxers here,
the technical ability of both of them.
I would hate to be in a position where I had to choose one on the team.
Yeah.
It's a gift to be able to want to take two, because
that's where the difficulty lies. With Cal Stewart and Kat and young Jonesy now. This is the difficulty they face, picking these boys out, moving forward for the Army individuals.
I like to see these boys in the individuals. I think, by the time we get there.
To me, this is an individual final.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be the judges around the ring scoring this one tonight.
No.
The problem is when you go to the individuals, if you take both boxers, you run the risk of what's happened tonight.
Yeah.
To draw each other in the first round and you lose one of your quality
That's it, them scoring boxes, mate.
Yeah.
We cannot stress that enough.
And you're right, it will be a cracking final. Just to point out with the individuals, the Corps got our work cut out this year. Last year, for those who don't know, the Army Individual Championships, you're not just looking for individual boxers. There's also an inter-corps competition which run alongside. The infantry get grouped together. Clearly they're not a corps, but they get grouped together because they make that work. Otherwise they'd be slightly disadvantaged. Last year, the Royal Engineers became the inter-corps champions, as well as seeing a number of Army individual champions who went on the box on the development squad.
Great shot there from Clancy. Lovely backhand.
Nice.
So that's the sound for the last 10 there. So both lads are trying to step it up just for the last 10 seconds to win the round. So
sometimes it's what happens in the last 10 seconds that makes
Look at the respect. There's the mutual respect.
The mutual, 100% there, Dave. Straight into the class with another standing ovation. Both absolutely covered in red. Great bout.
Should have enjoyed a beer together later on, won't well earned beer. Well earned beer.
Once it's a shame there's got to be a loser.
Yeah, agreed. Well, hey, Cass, we're talking boxing, maybe. It's not loser, is it? You might lose the fight, but everyone who steps in the ring, everyone who steps in that ring is a winner.
You know what? I stand corrected by Dave, you 100% fight on.
I think the judges got the work cut out now trying to score this bout. Real well fought contest between two boxers from the same gym, both the same regiment. There was a whisker between the two of them, and I think both boxers deserve a round of appreciation here, and I think that's probably going to happen. Both boxers were out there, left it in the ring, give it their all. And you've got two boxers here, both wanted to be called champions this evening. Let's see which way it goes. Over to the judges for the decision.
Interesting this, mate. For me, I think Red's got it.
I think I agree with you there. But look at it. Already there's a round of applause going out before even.
I'm rightly so there. That was really well fought bout.
So there we go. Point decision. It was a split point decision, and we did say it was close.
Yep.
And it's all about the angles of the judges, what they're seeing, and what we can't see. You know what? That's so much mutual respect between the two.
Exactly that, mate. The admiration for both boys through one over there. Fantastic to see. These boys are probably doing the
fighting the night so far, that, from a boxing, a tactical, and a technical perspective.
100%. 100%.
Well done to 3-5 Engineer Regiment and Brompton Barracks, or you want to call it Wimby Station boxing team. Them all. We've got a couple of regiments there working together, training together, and then they come to this competition and they box against each other. So it's just hard to put that friendship aside, but what you saw there is real two passionate boxers who professionally, I'd probably say professional, because they were professional in the way they conducted the business.
Yeah, definitely. Me and you done many training camps alongside one another. Like I said, we were fortunate, we were always at different weights. But we've witnessed this many times, where boys have been in a training camp together for 6 weeks, trained, sparred, run everything together, and then they get pinned in a final like this.
Yeah, but Cass, we used to knock 10 shit.
Well, the sparring issues, the sparring thing's a different thing with me and you, mate, isn't it?
It's like they always say though, your hardest fight is in sparring, because when you get in the ring for the actual match itself, if you get the mindset that this is just sparring, it helps you relax, but actually you think more. When you spar, you try things that you wouldn't try in the ring for real, and you get caught with daft shots. That's where you do your hard work.
When I look back on the sparring that me and you have done in excess of 400 or 500 rounds of sparring together. We sparred together from 96 up until 2003, 2004. We've boxed in many competitions together. Some of the hardest fights we've ever had, mate, when sparring against one another.
Your hard work's always done in the sparring. I think I probably tasted more iron and the blood in my mouth coming down from wherever part of my body, during the sparring. But when you get in the ring and you're in competition mode, you've got to think about what you're doing.
100%.
No, I'm not going to say you don't end up tasting that iron, and that's what it's about. But getting to that piece where you become comfortable with that, because I've seen boxing in the past where they look absolutely business in the gym, and you get them in there, and the first time the nose goes and they taste the iron. I've seen boxers go on the back foot because they're not used to it.
100%.
It's a sick kind of individual who gets used to it, don't get me wrong.
It's that conditioning though, Dave, you know as well as I do, that conditioning. Mate, some people get it and some people never do. Furthest, this is one of the best war countries ever. Absolute
Well, we've got a light middleweight contest coming up now. What we've got now, we've got Lance Corporal Franks from 2-8 Engineer Regiment. He's boxing against Sapper Smith from 1 RSME Regiment. So we're back on the 1 RSME trail now. Let's see how these boxers get on. Both have got a bit of experience. Franks boxed Sapper Baker earlier in the week from 2-3 Power Engineer Regiment. And Smith got a buy-in at the final, so I'm not sure what to expect with him, really, because I've not seen him spar, I've not seen him train.
When we look at the stats in front of us, Dave, we can see 3 or 4 months for Corporal Franks at 2-8, and we can see 2.5 years for Sapper Smith. You know, both very similar in age. We've got Lancelot Franks from Manchester, and we've got Sapper Smith from the Isle of Wight. 3 bouts, 3 wins for Lancelot Franks, and we've also got 4 bouts prior to this championships for Sapper Smith. So again, I'm expecting to see a high level of boxing intelligence from both these young men, and absolutely banging entrance shoes for both of them.
And what you can see now, Cass, as we start moving through the card for this evening, as the experience of the boxers is starting to increase now.
Yeah,
so you're going to start seeing that changing in boxing ability, skill, technique, and you know, I think we keep on going back to when we started off with the earlier bouts where it was like 1 and 2 bouts across the course of the week versus these kids who boxed before and now they're stepping back in the arena. I think we're in for some banging bouts for the second half of the evening.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the last one, I think, for the first half before we go to an interval. I think this should be a real good fight that we're going to finish off with. Bit of a home crowd advantage there. Coming in now for Sapper Smith.
Young Smith.
He's got to make that count. You know, he's got to try and get the crowd behind him, get him on the feet, use that energy from the room. You know, and let's see what happens.
I think it'll be interesting. I think we're seeing, look at these 2 young guys here. RSM's obviously doing his bit now. Look at these 2 young lads here. The persona's very positive for both. You know, we're both looking out into the crowd.
They both look relaxed, don't they?
Yeah,
You know, they don't look nervous or tension.
both look happy to be there, mate, don't they?
Yeah. And that goes back to having that experience in the ring. You know, the more you move on, you're not looking around the room, you know, trying to see who's out there, trying to soak in the atmosphere. You're fixated, you're focused on the job in hand.
You know, fairness, mate, I think the most nervous looking person there is the RSM.
There we go, so let's go with Franks from JNCOs Regiment. He got a good bit of a following there. There was a good crowd there. Round of applause. Let's listen to the room go by here when it says 1 RSME Regiment. Yeah, there's a distinct difference there.
Expected, yeah.
What he needs to do now is he needs to get the crowd behind him from the start. You know, I think because we haven't seen anything from Smith this week, I think Franks needs to be a little bit savvy on what he does. He needs to go out there. He needs to work him out. There's a bit of a height difference as well. Isn't there?
There is a little bit of a height difference, and what I'm going to say at this point is, being a trainer man, Sapper Smith boots have set
now there's a mix in the pattern.
Their class.
You've got a southpaw. Let's see how it mixes up.
This could be interesting.
Not a fan of the southpaws. They have the advantage of sparring orthodox boxers every day of the week. You know, the other way around, if you haven't got a southpaw in the
Very
gym,
difficult.
You're not used to it. And it's difficult to coach as well. You know, if you're not used to coaching southpaws,
I'll tell you what, mate. He settled into it very well, Smith here. He settled into it very well because you're right. The southpaw thing can come as a shock. Smith's a rangy guy. He's got good feet movement. You know. Do you know what? What an honour and a privilege it is to be sat here next to Dave Pearson. We've been together for 27 years now, Dave, and honestly, mate, thank you very much for allowing me to come and do this with you. It's an absolute pleasure.
You know what? I think it was a real fitting end to your sort of services to the corps. But this evening, for those who may not have noticed, we had a number of presentations at the beginning of the night. So we issued corps colours tonight. We issued them out to several boxers who represent the corps over the course of the season or over the course of the years. And we also issued them to the coaches. We said farewell, pretty much farewell to the team manager, which is W1 Cal Stewart. As he comes to the end of his colour service, walks out the door. We've recognised formally some of the good coaches on the corps with colours. And we also said a bit of a fitting recognition to the outstanding contribution of corps boxing for Captain Liam, cast to his friends Carol. And I think in a lot of years of knowing Cass, it's probably the first time I've seen him emotional, to be fair. What a great round. What a great first round. 2 boxers there, 2 different styles you've got. That's interesting. I think that's the first time Nugent there in the corner for one RSME, he's actually sat his boxes down. Because up until now he's kept his box on his feet, and we talked about it earlier, Lou. It's about knowing your boxes, isn't it? You know, and clearly he recognises there that this kid likes to sit down between rounds to recover it and get the go again. I think the coach has got the work to do here now, because you've got two different styles. They're trying to work out how best to capitalise on every round, how to get the success out of the boxes. What you can't afford to do now is to try and introduce something new. Lou, you know yourself, when you train in the gym, you work on different tactics. In the programme, we know our opponents generally pretty much up front. How do you prepare when you're entering championships and you don't know what you're going to come up against?
Well, this is exactly it. Obviously, in the programme, you've got quite a lot of videos, social media, YouTube videos, and things like that. So you can kind of come up with a game plan. Whereas these guys obviously probably don't really know anything about each other, and it's literally the ability to adjust whilst you're in the ring. And I think that's a really important skill of boxers, to be able to adjust to what's in front of them.
At this level as well?
Yeah, most definitely. It can be quite a challenging thing if you've got someone in front of you and you don't really know what to do. It's having that split-second ability to think, right, I'm getting caught here, I need to get out of the way.
And I think what we mentioned earlier, you know, the first time Sapper Smith stepped in the ring now, and he's realised that his opponent's a southpaw. And like you said, he didn't know he was going to be boxing southpaw before he got turned up the championships. He's been drawn against a kid who he doesn't even know. The lad stepped forward, he's a southpaw. I wonder what went through his mind. We've all done it before, when you think, right, game plan, southpaw, go the opposite direction.
Do you know
try
what?
And take his range away.
I remember the first time I boxed a southpaw, I didn't even realise she was southpaw, I think, till the end of the second round. I went out there and I was getting caught with these shots. I was thinking, where are these shots coming from? And it took me a while to realise that she was southpaw. And then obviously once you know you need to adjust your feet, you need to adjust your range and things like that. But I mean, these guys, he's probably never come up against a southpaw before.
And you've got to remember as well, you know, between you and I, when we're at the game where we are now, and what we've done, or what I've done and what you are now, you've got a lot of experience, so you've obviously sparred with people like that, and you do understand how to change your tactics, because that's why we're in the professional level. When you're talking amateurs, or real novice, I do think it's a lot to take on. I mean, I remember, I stepped in, I boxed in Newark, and I boxed at Southpaw, but you know what, all the way through, his warm-up, I was able to see him warming up in the corner. He warmed up orthodox. He stood in the corner, orthodox, and when the bell went, he stepped forward, and he was southpaw. That threw us. I was like, right. I remember my corner shouting, "Go the other way, he's a southpaw." And I was like, "Oh yeah, hold on a minute." And like you said, after you've been in with a couple of backhands, and you think, where have they come from?
Yeah.
Right, let's not get caught again.
Yeah.
And I think that there's been a real adjustment there from young Smith in the blue corner, and I think he's dealt with it really, really well.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, in terms of the sparring that these guys have probably had, a lot of pro boxers will tailor their sparring to their opponent. But as we've just discussed, if you don't know what your opponent's about, you don't know the right kind of sparring to have. And I think it turns out a lot of the time at amateur level, when you're only fighting 3 rounds, a lot of the fighting ability is based on mainly fitness in that sense.
Yeah.
A lot of boxers will go out all guns blazing, and sometimes it's fit to survive.
Yeah, agreed. And you know, I think one of the things you always find with a southpaw is they're generally counter boxers, because they like to sit there on the back foot and try and catch you with the backhand on your way in. You know, you've got a difference here. You've got Lance Corporal Franks, who is a southpaw. He's actually quite aggressive. He's on the front foot. Again, it's something you're not normally told, because you're always told southpaws will sit back and wait and catch on the counter. And his whole game plan's totally different. But you'll see there, you know, Sapper Smith, we mentioned earlier, he's been in and out of the gym for a number of years now, so it's not like he's not well schooled. He just hasn't competed as many times as he should have done.
He's using the ring well there, though. You can see he's moving off. He's giving himself time.
He's got some lovely movement.
Yeah, definitely. And instead of standing toe to toe and throwing wildly, he's kind of throwing, but then he's also moving off after those shots, and he's giving himself time.
I'll tell you what you see there. You always tell your boxers, if you're boxing against a southpaw, lead with your backhand. You know, try and get inside the range. And if you watch, you can tell the experience there now of Smith, because actually he is leading with the backhand quite a lot. He's not wasting that jab because it's out of range. Although that was a good couple of shots by Frank as he got inside. I think he's just got to be allowed to that and move, not be caught out and trying to have a trade.
I think what they say as well a lot of the time with Southpaws is to go to your left, get your foot on the outside. Sometimes it works for some boxers, other boxers don't. Other boxers prefer to keep their foot on the inside.
Well, like we say though, and why not? Because a southpaw, when he's in the gym, he hears the coaches all the time telling the orthodox boxers move on the outside. So he knows you're going to try and get on his outside. Exactly. So why not go on the inside? Because then he's not used to it.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, that was a lovely shot there, lovely shot.
Nice little finish off with a right uppercut there as well. Whilst he was teeing him up. Leaning in with the head a little bit there. You need to be cautious of that.
I like to see when they're inside to kind of come up with their uppercuts.
Yeah.
There's a lot when they're inside onto the holding. But I think when they're both laying on each other, it's a prime opportunity.
Nice 1-2 combination there.
Yeah, and to throw the uppercut, I think, when each other's leaning over.
Oh, nice backhand. Again, real good success. That was a real good fight. Two good boxers, real clever boxers. They were trying to wear each other out. They weren't scrapping. You can see they had a game plan.
Who are you going to call?
I think the tactician in me would probably swing in the side of blue. I think Sapper Smith might just edge that with the cleaner shots.
Yeah, I think red definitely had the aggression there, but like you say, blue in terms of technicality. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they call this one.
But you know what? It's what the judges are looking for. I think every judge has got their own little flavour of boxer they're looking for, what they like to see. Some prefer, if you go back 5-6 years ago, before we changed the scoring system, they like to see boxers on the outside, just pipping out 1s and 2s. And then we changed the scoring system to the 10-9 rounds, to match the pro game, because it made the transition better for the Olympics onwards. And I think over time you've got the judges now who are starting slowly, because they're learning as well, and they're trying to change their mindset. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, go with it. I agree with that. I think that was a cracking fight just to finish the first half of the evening.
Yeah, definitely. There's some brilliant boxing so far. Brilliant boxing. I think
I'm really impressed with the standard.
Yeah, we've got a few fights up to come.
Not forgetting, as we move in the second half, we get a few of the heavier boys with a little more experience as well. I think we're in for a bit of a treat. I'm looking forward to the final fight of the evening. Seeing Corporal Allaby come back to the ring. I'm not going to go on about him too much, but I've known this kid for a long time. I've seen him boxing the cause before. For him to be back in the course set up, I think I'm really looking forward to that fight. I'm still talking. I'm finished.
Thank you, Dave. Can we go and get food now?
Welcome back to the second half of the Court Boxing Championships. What we've got now is a 75 kilogram contest between, in the red corner, Sabah McCowan of 2-3 Power Engineer Regiment against Lance Corporal Barkers, 2-3 Power Engineer Regiment. Again, another battle between two gym mates.
this here we've got Lance Corporal Barkus. It looks like he's been boxing for about 3 years now. He won the championship, won the regimental championships in 2022, and he's up against McBowen, who's been boxing on and off for about 3 years, and this is his second fight at the competition.
We're starting to move up a little bit of weight now. You've got middleweight boxers, generally move quite well. You experienced boxers have had a few bouts under the card. I think this is going to be quite interesting. It's probably going to tee us up really, really well for the second half. I think the crowd's certainly up for it. They're on their feet now as the boxers are coming in. Let's see where we go.
Well, there we go for the second half of the evening, ladies and gents. Could be interesting. So we look at the history of the boys. 24 versus 20. They've about very similar experience. Been boxing for 3 years. Oh, so we've got a recurring champion in Lance Corporal Barracks from 2-3 Engineer Regiment. We're all a bit younger. Been boxing for 3 years.
We've got two gym mates again. Stable mates.
Right. So, yeah.
Both from 2-3 Para.
The familiarity here, and it's, for those of you not aware, 2-3 Engineer Regiment is the Royal Engineer Parachute Regiment, who pride themselves on a different level of fitness. So this could be really explosive, potentially. Let's see how this one rolls out.
On the route to tonight's final, Sam McCowan, he boxed against Lance Corporal Berthwick earlier in the week. He beat him, and Barkus beat Sapper from 1 RSME. Now they're both in the final, so let's see what happens. Again, we mentioned it earlier, it's about bragging rights.
This could be, this could be a real interesting one. Strong start here, isn't it? Very strong start for McGowan.
To get to the final, he was a strong contender from the off. He was a real, you can see he's got a good bit of experience, he's got good composure. He's planted his feet.
Lovely shot.
Fantastic, but overhand right there.
He's got a real good pro style about him. Sits down in his shots, he throws them with power. You know, he's switching the head and body there.
Yeah, this should be an handful here for Lance Corporal Barracks, the defending champion.
Nice.
Yeah, shot selection here is absolutely amazing from McGowan. Really thinking about his work and putting, driving the shots through.
I like his footwork, Cass.
Yes.
He's just a real good footwork. He's dominating the ring.
He's got that tight guard as well. When he throws, his hands are coming back. He's defending himself.
He's moving his opponent around the ring just by moving his feet. And that's the trick of novice boxing. Learn that footwork.
100%.
Foundation.
As Dave's already said there, the footwork, but Louise just said about the punching. What we class as A to B punching. So as an amateur, throwing the shot and getting the shot back without doing an ulterior movement. He's not doing it. It's very, very direct punching. In all fairness to Barracks, when he's throwing the shots, he's very similar. A little bit more laboured, maybe, in the delivery.
McCowan's got a nice tight guard.
This fight is...
a couple of easy shots there, but generally he's quite tidy. He's nice and tight, he's composed.
He's got a looping overhand right, McCowan. It comes off of the line, off changing the angle as he's throwing that shot. It's not coming straight down the line. He's just curving it over.
Although, that's
Long way to go, though.
There's some real good work from Barkus there, just to sort of switch the dynamic a little bit, just towards the end of the bout.
Yeah, definitely. Long way to go in this. I think this could be a real tasty one as it progresses.
Hey, Cass, let me just listen to this, the crowd is singing.
I expect the second half to be a bit more rowdy. Everyone's just had a break. They've stocked up on their food and drink, so yeah, we could hear a bit more noise this time round.
Yeah, but that's positive for the boxers. You know, people get behind them. They're alive now, aren't they? They're awake. They're not subdued after a long day of training or travelling in a lot of cases. You know what? From my experience in military boxing over the years, you generally find that the airborne kids used to be quite scrappy. You've seen a massive shift now, and you can see they're technically astute. You know, they're looking at blank quality shots, and we saw this a number of years ago. I think
we've got to align that to Dunk Bateson. You know, Staff Sergeant Dunk Bateson back in the day. He really changed the format of airborne boxing, along with Les Dilks. They really did. You know, they went from being the scrappy, overpowering fitness boys to being that little bit more technically inclined. As Dave and
lovely body shots there.
Dunk Bateson and Dilksy were instrumental in that. And that's no disrespect to Tom Armstrong.
Nice body shot thrown in there by McCowan. As he moved in range, got himself back out again. He seems to be getting tagged with that backhand over the top a couple of times. Bit of a late shot there.
And just to reaffirm, this is a 75 kilo development bout.
You mentioned earlier about, you know, it's always trying to seek those little opportunities, and when you see your opponent being tended to by the doctor, just say he's a little bit of bleeding, whilst it's an occupational hazard, you sort of see that as a bit of an opportunity to put the pressure on, try and take the decision away from anybody else sat around the ring. You know, you can do that.
Demeanour. You know, you could definitely see by the demeanour then of Barracks. You know, that he sees that as an opportunity now to go hunting.
And that's it. Once you know your opponent's injured, you aim for that injury. It kind of strengthens your chances of getting that stoppage. You target that spot, and I think that's what the referee looks for now. He looks to protect that spot.
Yeah.
I'm liking the way McCowan's now being a little bit more aggressive. He's starting to close that range down. We mentioned, you know, you sort of get a sniff of blood, and you think, I need to put my game a little bit more. And he's really piling the pressure on now, which is good to see.
Yeah, I mean, like McGowan looks a little bit deflated, then walking back to the corner, and there's no need for it. You know, the boys in this fight, this is a 50-50 fight all the way. Hopefully the coaches can raise his profile a little bit now, get him back with that little bit of self-belief, and we should have a cracking final round.
Interesting to understand what the coaches are telling the boxers now. They're all part of the same gym, they know each other inside out, they spar each other, probably countless amounts of rounds, and it's just trying to work that way through. You can't really say put him under pressure because he's not as fit as you. These are two fit individuals who are going to stand and go toe to toe if they had to. It's about who's got that right tactic now. Some real good body shots going in there from McCowan. I like that.
Yeah, the range is better. You know, we're talking up and down there. We're not headhunting here. Both the boys are looking for the shots. They're going up and down, working behind a great guard, the both of them. They generally,
there's that looping overhand again by McCowan, yeah.
Lovely overhand.
The shot variation from McCowan is good here.
Yeah, and Barracks then with that uppercut. A great shot. Waiting for off the mark.
It landed. And McCowan was still composed enough to get his gloves straight up. He knew what was coming next, I suppose. I'm liking what I'm seeing from both boxers here.
But yeah, very composed.
So combination of body.
Yeah, this is an outstanding performance by both these young lads. They're doing, you know, absolute testament to the training that they put in for this fight. And like you've already alluded to, Dave, probably the endless amounts of rounds they sparred with each other as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Which was a swing.
mate, do you know, this is difficult. This is really difficult. If I'm honest at this point, I'm going to go red.
Yeah, I think McCown's walking him down just that little bit more. He's putting the pressure on that little bit more.
So marginal, isn't it?
Very, very
So
marginal.
marginal.
Yeah,
It's
marginal.
easy to side with the aggressor, but you've got to appreciate there's some really good work there.
Mate,
So backcast, some range, counter shots.
Definitely.
He's getting back in again with his own shots.
And he's keeping himself at range. He's trying not to get involved.
Yeah.
He's keeping himself at that distance.
We
He's,
talked about this earlier, didn't we? Getting drawn into a fight.
exactly.
What a great fight. Again, the crowd on the feet.
to me, that's the closest fight of the evening so far. Very difficult one to go.
We've got another standing ovation in the crowd here as
Yeah,
well.
fantastic. I'm going to go red, but I'm going red really marginally.
I'll go with Red more on the pressure aspect. I think he's put a little bit more pressure on.
He control the pace of the fight, really, didn't he? I think if he hadn't been on the front foot, you would have had Barkers who could control on the outside. He could have dictated a little bit more. But I like to see where McCowan took that away from him. And he probably put him a little bit more in his, put him outside his comfort zone because he had to box a little bit harder on the back foot. He probably had to stand a little bit more in range from time to time.
I completely agree. I think if he'd been really, he wasn't pressing quite as much, he would have had that fight in the, all on his own terms.
I like the advice Mickey Mooney's probably given him there. I think the coach in the corner, he's probably told him to get on the front foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Respect to both boxers there. That was absolutely quality.
Fantastic effort from both the boys there.
Where's the game for the second half?
Well done to the coaches as well. Both these boys come from the same gym. So the coaches are doing a great job there. As Dave's already alluded to, far more technical than the airborne fraternity of the Corps used to be. Led by Duncan Diltsey, and it's continued. And these lads now are carrying that on and they're developing it.
I find that's the challenge of the coach when you have two of your boxers drawn against each other and try to tell one boxer how to beat the other. Because they're both your fighters. You've got a real bond with both.
Bias, mate, in this situation. Unconscious bias is very, we all say we don't, but we do.
Only one winner.
100%. Big shout out to Sean Hardy as well, recovering from your vasectomy, Sean. Previous Corps champion, previous Army champion, Combined Service champion. We know you went under the Combined Service a lot. ABA finalist, you went under the needle last week for the Old Obvious. So all the best to you, mate, on your rehabilitation. Cypriot champion as well. Under my guided eye. Bit of a lull in the battle here, we'll wait for the RSM to announce the next two fighters. I think we can all agree though, a fantastic night of boxing thus far. And again, big shout out to Captain Bolton, the Corps Sec. Phenomenal job he's done with his training team here. Sean Cat Stevens, Staff Jones, along with WO1 Cal Stewart. Absolutely amazing team. They're taking the Corps boxing from strength to strength. And Guy Cheeseman as well, Lieutenant Colonel Guy Cheeseman needs a massive shout out for the support he's give as a Colonel of Corps boxing.
The new president of Corps boxing is the Corps Colonel, and it's great to have Colonel Dickie Hawkins on side.
Yeah. 100%. Dickie Hawkins will be a driving force in this moving forward. I'm sure that Dickie will have a strong influence over the commanding officers and OCs currently within the Corps to develop these young soldiers. Myself and Dave have witnessed this for a number of years, and it'll happen at the end of the night. The Corps Colonel will get in the ring and say about the display of courage and the fundamentals of boxing with regards to...
I've got to jump in, mate. I've got to stop you from doing you're doing your podium speech. But this is going to be a really interesting fight. You've got Sapper Rana boxed out with 3/6 Engineer Regiment against Sapper Bates from 1 RSME Regiment. Two local units, the 5 mile between the two of them. But Sapper Rana boxing today, he's a real powerful individual. He's got experience in other sports. He's done a little bit of MMA before. And he stepped across now and You know, with this kid, he's got something special. But, you know, Sapper Bates, he's no mug, and I think he can take it to him.
Hey, with his persona, he reminds me of 3 Engineer Regiment.
Anytime today, Cass.
I know, it's gone. It'll come back to me, we'll revisit. Okay now.
Sorry for those who listen online and they had a little bit of profanity. Those who know Cass are probably lucky it's the first one of this evening. But I dare say it probably won't be the last. Yeah, look, if you look at the shape of Rana there, you know, you can see he's a sharp, powerful individual.
Yeah, so looking at he won by stoppage on Monday. I think he'll be going for a stoppage again tonight, but we'll see how it goes.
Again, this goes back to, you know, St. Nugent in the corner there with one RSME boxer. He's got a taller boxer. He's done his homework. He watched Rana box on Monday. He should be saying to his boxer, hey, you know, you don't need to get involved with a toe-to-toe scrap. You know, you may be able to bout punch him, but why take the risk? Stick to your boxing, box clever.
And that's exactly it. So many boxers nowadays, they complicate what's in front of them. I think stick to basic boxing, straight shots, moving off after you've thrown your straight shots, and realistically, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for all the complication, there really is. Some coaches, you know, you see at this very junior stage, try and incorporate too much. You've really got to look at the level of the boxer, you've got to look at your interaction with them, your relationship with them, and understand where they're coming from. Some will grasp at a very early part, and others won't. It'll take that little bit longer from a development perspective.
Basics, do the basics right. That's all you need to do. Because if you can't master the additional stuff, if you haven't got that foundation, when you get put under pressure, you need to know that you're going to revert back to something. And if you can't do the basics, what do you revert back to?
The reality is, you know, a lot of the footwork is overlooked. At the end of the day, the footwork needs to be right for the mechanics of the punch to be correct. Yeah, looking forward to this one. This should be tasty.
I don't know, especially I could probably look at the shape of the both boxes and the height difference, and you can sort of pick out a prediction, but I like to upset the apple cart a little bit.
I think if we would say from the onset between all three of us, you're looking at the banger against the boxer.
Yeah, I think definitely Bates has got the height here, and I think if he sticks to his boxing, uses his range, he may be able to keep Rana at bay.
He started off straight away with the jab.
Yes.
As expected.
Yeah, so Rana's coming strong here. He's throwing big looping overhand shots. Bates is doing well to try and keep him away.
Well, he's also getting drawn in a little bit, isn't he? He's having a little bit of a drawn in. You know, if you bang me, I'm going to bang your back. That's fine. You get the respect of the boxer. But you could be putting yourself in a position of getting caught with something stupid.
If Bates gets through the first minute of this fight, then it's going to become a different fight altogether.
Definitely.
Because Bates will put the technical aspect on Rana.
Well, I think you've also got Bates trying to solve him for, you know, put his little print on the fight, because if he goes on the back foot, psychologically, does Rana think, you know what, I've got you under the cuff?
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point there, because at the end of the day, I think he's the choice of mixing it up and then going back to boxing is very good here. We can see Rana's a front foot boxer, very aggressive, you know, looking for a variety of shots, a little bit off balance here.
He's not throwing straight shots all time.
No, he's not. No, they're all. We're looking at hooks. Probably the best shot he's thrown there. That overhand right.
He's not working off the jab. He's not looking for anything else.
No.
He's throwing
Power punches, Dave, innit? All the time.
Like haymakers from distance, and he needs to move his feet before he throws his punch.
Oh, lovely shots there from Bates. He's throwing them straight shots.
Yeah, lovely. Bang on.
And this is it. I think this is where it's going to start differentiating now. Yeah, the pace is going to start slowing down. I think Bates is going to more pick his shots a little bit more. He's going to keep him at range.
And then, you know what, I like that. He popped his jab out. Yeah, there was a counter, but he moved. You know, he's thinking about his shots. And he's not going to stand there in front of you anymore. You don't need to.
What I'd like to see for Bates a little bit more is when he's thrown, just to take that little bit more of a step out, just so he's out of range of Rana.
As you can hear, the crowd are fully invested in this one.
Oh, good first round
Great
then.
first round. And a great acknowledgement from both the boxers to one another then. That was fantastic.
There was good amount of criticism for Sapper Bates. If you've got a shorter boxer who's throwing a lot of looping shots, he needs to give that left hand up. he's got to sort of protect himself with that looping right hook over the top, because he's getting caught with daft shots that he doesn't need to, and it's generally after he's throwing his jab's not coming back to his chin, he's throwing his jab and he's dropping it low, and that counter of his sharp, he's just got to be a little bit sharper, and he'll just be more savvy, I think.
Yeah, I think it's important to highlight at this stage that when you first come out and you step into this ring and you start off with a fight like this that's so high paced and you've got shots coming at you from all angles, sometimes boxers get flustered, they tuck up, they're trying to get out of the way and shots just keep coming, but he's done well to stay up. Bates, he's done well, he came back in the last part of the round. I think he won the last part of the round by just keeping Rana at bay.
I think, I agree there, it'd be interesting to see if this continues up until the third round. We'll see a massive drop in pace from Rana, I suspect. I may be wrong, I'd like to be proved wrong. And that will play in the Bates' strength, because without allowing that space to be able to move and pick his shots, he doesn't have to stand in front of Rana.
We mentioned this earlier, ladies and gents, about the corner stances then on in between rounds. Now, you had the boxer sitting down there and the banger standing up, which is very, very unusual. Very unusual concept.
So this round started a little bit slower. Rana's still kind of walking him down a bit, but the pace has slowed a little bit now.
Nice bit of movement there from Bates. 1-2, and he spun off on the right hand side, took himself out of the danger zone, didn't allow himself to get pinned on the ropes.
I think this is, we're going to look at Bates here for a steady all-rounder, and Rana we're going to have little spurts, interjections of pace.
Right over the top, and what did I say just before? He's got to get that left hand up, returning the shot.
That left hand's just a little bit low for the overhand right that Rana's throwing. I think Bates needs to keep his lead hand just a little bit more tighter. He's a little bit too relaxed with that one.
It's too easy, and I'm a tall boxer. It's too easy sometimes when you've got somebody shorter. You automatically bring your own height down, and you don't retain your height. He's just got to remember, if I just keep my left hand up, Rana hasn't got a target anymore. That's what he's got to start thinking. But he's not. He's looking for his own shots and forgetting about what's going to come the other way.
Yeah, and I think that's it as well. It goes back to just taking that little step out once you've thrown. He's throwing, but holding his feet. He needs to throw and just step out, just so he's out of Rana's range.
I think he did that better in the first round, to be honest. He seems to be a little bit more engaging here, and he could prove dangerous.
Rana's not much on the front foot, though, is he? He seems to have... Well, you know what? He's not having to be.
But his shot selection is far better again.
Oh, he's a quality left hook. He's dropped his work rate, and he's picking his punches more now.
100%. His shot selection far improved in the first round.
He's a strong lad, that's for sure.
The fact he carries his hands too low, and he's looking for that now. When you pop your jab, I'm going to come over the top of something.
You already alluded to there with him lowering the left hand. He's giving Rana the opportunity for that overhand right every time. I think he's done very well to get through that round, to be honest.
He's taking too much punishment. So what you can't see on the camera is as a commentator team, we're having a bit of fun here, so but the cameras aren't on us, so we can get away with murder, I think. But we're sort of rising in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is good. Everyone's enjoying themselves, and we're watching some real good quality boxing tonight. So come on then.
I'm interested to see what Rana's going to do in this last round. I really am, because I thought the second round he played it absolutely perfectly. Yeah. And this is still definitely a 50-50 fight. Oh!
He's got his right hand up, but it's in front of his head. Yeah. He's not protecting his chin, and that's why he's getting caught with that left hand looping counter every time.
I would like to have seen the corner perhaps to tell him to keep his lead hand up a little bit more, but perhaps they've not spotted that.
Rana has.
We talk about basics, didn't we? If that foundation's not there, when you're under pressure, you revert back to what you're comfortable with, and if he's always held his hand low, he doesn't know any different. And that's, you're right.
I've just noted a switch there from Rana. He's switching between Southpaw and Orthodox, which is not something you usually see at this level.
Definitely not, no, very unusual.
Good lead on there.
Indicator with self-belief.
Yeah. So Rana's had 6 bouts now across everything. So because of his MMA experience, that translates across. So as a result of his bout the other day, so he transferred over with 5 boxing matches because of the way the equation works under the boxing rules. He had his 6th bout the other way. You know, so he's not inexperienced. He's used to being, I suppose he's used to being in a cage. You know, he's got a little bit more now. That's why he's used to being the aggressor.
If Rana were using the jab more to create the openings, mate, he'd have a lot more success.
Just in the crowd behind him. Oh, behind him. We haven't had this all night, you know. You've got one single box here where the whole crowd's behind him. Probably a little bit disadvantageous for Bouts, you know, especially being a home fighter, if you want to put it that way.
Fair play to Bouts here, though. He's taken everything that's thrown at him so far. He stayed on his feet, he stayed upright, and he's still returning. He's still returning the shot.
Rana's a powerhouse, isn't he? You know?
Yeah, Rana was just...
Rana wins that.
Oh, the whole crowd's on their feet now, the whole crowd.
Fantastic.
So we just got a bit of a lull in the battle, so to speak, now, just while the judges collate all the scorecards. So before we get the announcement, I think it was a real good fight. You've got 2 different styles of boxers. I think Bouts, he boxed the right fight. I think he just let himself down by his own skills in terms of defence. You know, but you know what? At foundation level boxing, this is where they need to be. I'd probably be saying to his coaches now, look to tidy up his skills a little bit more. He's got the ability. He just needs to work on those basics and get him back where he needs to be. Rana was the aggressive throughout, and I think we're probably going to get the decision in a couple of seconds. I think it's probably going to go Rana's way in the red corner, purely by aggression, and the counter shots being landed. Over to the Regimental Sergeant Major for the decision. So split point decision. Sapper Rana from 3-6 Engineering takes the win. And I don't think there can be much debate over that. It was a real good fight. And I think the first round was very close. The second and third round, he boxed the right fight. He picked his shots. And he didn't rush everything.
I mean, for me, you know, Rana, I hope he carries on pursuing the sport, learns how to use a jab. But in the same breath, I hope that Bouts, you know, continues it, because the reality is, actually, from a technical standpoint, the boy's very, very good. And with a little bit more experience, that's a dealable fight. He can deal with that, no problem. You know, that would be potentially another 12-month time. That would be another great fight.
So we're moving up in weight for the next bout, and we've got a heavyweight fight. Both boxers now coming in. They haven't boxed yet this week. It was a straight final for this evening. A little bit of an unknown quantity towards us commentators, but you know what? We're now let's have a little bit of fun. We're now moving into the big and daft division, where you know it's heavyweight boxing. It's slightly different now, but one punch can change everything. You should know, Cass.
It's literally a straight hand down the middle, straight right hand down the middle. It's an absolute game changer in this. Speaking from experience, you know. these boys have got the power to stop it at any singular time. One good shot ends it all. And do you know what? It's the first time I've been sat here on this panel, and to have no super heavyweights present for me is absolutely devastating, because that's where I made my bones. And yeah,
you know what, Cassie, you've also got to look at it. Could we change the way we train now? And the way we condition boxers. Well, we make a point of, focusing on different levels of fitness and bringing those boys down. It's about being as light as you can whilst not losing the strength and the conditioning.
And do you know what? That's a massively valid point there. But the reality is, we are the Royal Engineers. We are the Royal Engineers, and we have got some big punters kicking about.
Yeah.
We have got some big lads in these units out there, and we got some potential good news with the super heavyweights.
The kid who I used to train, Mitch.
Yeah.
Great super heavyweight, he had fast hands, he moved well as a super heavyweight.
Yeah.
That's what you want. If you want a super heavyweight fit,
100%.
get around. Anyway, back to heavyweights.
Exactly that.
So how we got out years ago, heavyweights?
Heavyweights. Yeah, we've had a few good heavyweights, and we look at it now. These boys they're not carrying timber there. Look at this lad here now.
And you know what? Looking at the boxers walking in, they're athletic. They're not heavy because they're lazy.
No, not at all.
They're not heavy because they're not conditioned. You look at the boxer coming in there, and he looks fit, he looks sharp, he looks conditioned.
Very much so.
Sometimes you look at a boxer and say he needs to move down by 2 weight divisions.
You know what? I'm looking at this young boy walking in now, and I like the persona. Looks very businesslike. Looks very businesslike, this boy to me.
So this is Lance Corporal Alfano walking in now. He's been boxing for 3 years on and off. His opponent is Corporal Robinson in the red. He's only started boxing in July this year, so slight bit of experience difference here. They've both only had 2 fights. So Alfano here this is his first fight of the competition actually. So he's had 2 fights, he's won 1 and he's lost 1. So this is his first one of the competition.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? That walking reminds me of you, Dave, back in the day, mate. That. Business-like, all about it.
You know what I mean? You've got to be careful. You hear a lot of boxers about when they're trying to pick the music. It's got to be right for you. It's got to get you in the zone. If you train to heavy metal, walk into heavy metal, because that's what gets your blood pumping.
The coach, as you remember back in the day, mate, our coaches used to comment a lot on what we walked into, and sometimes it'd change your mindset a bit. And you're right. If that's what you train to, that's what you're into. That's what you're into, mate.
100%. And I think it's important to highlight here that these boxers have probably spent weeks trying to decide what fight they're going to walk into the ring to, because it really does.
Such a big event.
It does, and it changes your mindset completely. From the minute you step on that stage to walk into this ring, what music you've got playing completely changes your mentality, and you want that music that's going to get you in that zone.
I think if you look at Corporal Robinson from 2-4 Commando Engineer Regiment there, he's what you'd expect of somebody from 2-4.
Yeah,
he looks fit and strong, doesn't he?
In the current timings, mate, you're 100% right. I would expect absolutely nothing else from that. And when we look at his corner as well, we've got a very experienced guy in his corner. We've got Jack Jones in there, Staff Sergeant Jack Jones from 2-4 Engineer Regiment. All right, he's an MPF.
Jungle is massive.
Jungle is massive. Previous Army champion, previous Combined Service champion. Jack's got some real experience. And then we look across the corner, and we've got his childhood friend of Jonesy. These boys grown up together. Jack and Jonesy grown up together.
I remember Jungle got for the pro contract. And he was told you're never going to be a top pro, but you're a tough, robust fighter. He knows where on the ring.
A lot of money as a journeyman, Dave.
Yeah, 100%. I used to train with Jungle when we was training at St Mary's Amateur Boxing Club, and I mean, Jungle knows his way around the ring. He knows what he's talking about, and the fact that he's in the corner for this guy, I think he's going to know what he's saying in this corner.
And do you know what? I'll give the same to Jones here. I mean, for me, I'm looking at Blue already. His chin's a little bit high, but that's not to say it won't. No, not at all. He's really stiff, Dave. He's taking the shots. His chin's coming up. And Jungle will exploit that.
He took a couple of clean shots, but then he came back with a couple of himself. Yeah. But you got to remember, he's trying to throw a couple of punches there. He threw an uppercut. Clearly, he wasn't great at throwing the uppercut. It didn't land. But I think he's just trying to mix it up because he's trying to confuse his opponent.
Yeah. That's a very.
I do agree with you, Cass. His chin's up a little bit too high for my liking.
Yeah, and me, mate. When he's coming out, when he's extracting, the chin's coming a little bit high.
I think they're just trying to find themselves at the minute as well. They're just kind of trying to throw and see what's landing.
It's a big thing, isn't it? You know, establishing yourself in that first 30 seconds of a fight. It's a massive thing, especially in such a short format.
We've landed some nice straight shots there. We said it earlier, didn't we? About nice little uppercut there. We said earlier about getting the basics right, the straight shot punching. He's just got to remember, he doesn't have to walk forward when he punches. You move in behind the jab, you don't walk forward with it.
I may be being overly critical here, but what does upset me with when we see the heavyweights, mate, is the speed of the punching. It's very slow, it's very methodical, and there's no need for it. You know, we both know, Dave, we've seen heavyweights who can throw shots quick. This just seems to be a little bit laboured.
I think we've gone back to that low lead hand on both for people now.
Yeah.
I think Alfano's more guilty of it. His lead hand's quite low, and I think he's getting caught over the top a little bit there.
I think both of them call shots that they shouldn't be getting called with. They keep on putting that little uppercut in as well. You know, but whilst it's not a real powerful uppercut, it's catching his opponent out, and it's just coming from a different angle and making him.
I'm really interested to see, Dave, how the coaches approach this now. We're looking at Glenn Jones in the blue corner and Jack Jones in the red corner.
We got that same situation here. So Jack Jones has got his boxer to stand, whereas the opposition is sitting. Could be a bit of mentality strength here. Maybe the boxer sitting down needs that mental, psychological aspect that he's having a break. And I think Jack Jones here is more focused on getting the blood going around the body, getting his feet working, getting them both staying a bit more active.
Like we said, these two coaches know one another well. They both boxed at Telford ABC as youngsters together. These two coaches are childhood friends who've come up all the way through, and they both got a very different way of training.
I remember those, whilst we did subcategories for the Dev 8 boxers, this is the 2 to 5 category, but both these boys are at the bottom end of that, so they've only just ticked over. So,
you know what, Dave, it'd be remiss not to mention it.
You've got to start somewhere. It's about learning your trade and developing. But if you get the basics right, and they've got the fitness, they have got the ability. You just need to tidy up a little bit more, but that comes with time.
I think most of these boxers, they're quite kind of moving on their feet. When they're throwing, they're not planting their feet. And I think for heavyweight boxers, you'd expect when the shots are landing to be a little bit more force behind them.
He's having a little bit more success, isn't he? He does seem to be a little bit more static when he throws his shots. And he's landing some real nice, clean shots.
Yeah.
I think personally, what Louise has just said then is absolutely bang on. We look at the shots now. They're on the toes, they're not necessarily on the toes, but they're not planting the feet when they're throwing the shots, which is actually, for heavyweight boxers, quite unusual. Settle down, sit on your shots, put your shots through, engage your power, and you'll see a difference. And what we're seeing here is a lot of movement, Dave, isn't there?
Yeah, Corbin Robinson's feeling the pain a little bit now. He's breathing a little bit heavy. You can see he's starting to feel a lot more uncomfortable in the ring now, I think. I think Alfano's doing a real good job here.
Yeah, he's a very tall, upright boxer. I mean, you can see by his legs are very straight. I mean, if he sat down a little bit when he's throwing these shots, I think he'd do a bit more damage than what he's
couple of
currently doing.
combinations there from Blue. Great couple of combinations. Really landing these shots now as well. And I think he's quite comfortable with what's coming back. He's walking through red.
You can see he's put a bit of venom in his shots.
Yeah,
he's got that grit, you can see
definitely.
just by his facial expressions, he's loading up on the shots. He's not just there to tap away.
The thing that is a little bit different here from what I'm used to is there's no real worry about the power of the shots. And when you're boxing heavyweights, super heavyweights, there's always that fear. And these boys both seem to look at one another now, and they're very happy with what's coming at them.
Hard shots don't hurt.
Well, they don't until they do.
Until you wake up.
Exactly.
Well, that's it. You know what? If you get in with a hard shot, it's good now if you hit it. They don't hurt.
If you want, thank God.
The other week, Ngannou said that, didn't he? He went, did he hit hard? He went, they're the ones that count.
I slept through that one.
You know what? I think the tides have turned in that round there. If you look at Alfano there, he's had many clean shots.
One thing I'm picking up on now in between the rounds is I'm looking at Jones's corner there, Glenn Jones's corner, the boy in the blue. He's got his arms up on the ring. restricting blood movement, you know. Should never ever do it. Oh, there we go, Glenn, as I said it, Glenn's picked up on it, hands in between the legs, let's not restrict the flow of blood to the arms, you know. It's an old trick, but it's a working trick.
Yeah, definitely. And these minutes between rounds are probably one of the most vital parts of your recovery between the fight. You need to get as much oxygen and as much blood flow going around your body as you can so that your body's ready to go for the third and final round.
There's a bit of mutual respect between the boxers. Shouldn't happen in the third round, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. It's me being a bit of a purist. But this is a great fight. These two boys making a good account of themselves. This to me is a 30-second burst, and now when this is over, it'll all change back and Blue will get on top. Here we go, here comes Blue.
Yeah, I think Afano now is going to come back with his shots, he's going to throw, and then Robinson's going to be on the back foot.
Yeah, 100%. It's almost scripted, as my kids would say.
Oh, we've had a little switch there from Afano, very slight southpaw to orthodox. He's back to orthodox now. What I'd like to see him throwing his straight shots, just to keep him at bay, keep Robinson away, because realistically he's the taller fighter. He needs to just use his range, keep him at distance.
The crazy thing is, no matter how hard you train, these two boys are really, really fit boys, bionic fit. But you cannot anticipate how much under these circumstances, this crowd, this event, how much this actually takes out of you mentally. You know, great effort from both boys, take nothing away from either of them.
Definitely, these lads are non-stop punching throughout this fight. Neither of them really are taking much of a breather. They're both exhausted now, but they're using what they've got left in the tank just to get through this fight.
Yeah, and they are. They're giving their all. You know, there's a little bit of a distress sign there from Red, but taking nothing away from the boy. He's working hard, you know. This is a tough fight. This is what I like to see with heavyweights, a bit of mauling. Red doesn't like it, but Blue's doing the right thing.
Yeah, Blue definitely is doing the right thing. He's using his height, he's using his weight, he's laying on Red. He's obviously exhausting him a bit more because Red's got to use his extra energy to push him off. But no, cracking fight.
Mutual respect to the end as well.
But once again, the crowd are on their feet again.
Oh, yeah, fantastic, Blue. Great stuff. For me, Blue takes it.
Yeah, I think Blue takes that one.
Applause.
Let's see how this fight's called.
Let's see how the result goes here.
Yeah, as expected, Alfano there, that's what we thought really towards the end. He just edged it that little bit more.
Great fight, and it didn't start off that way, so perseverance, technique, yeah. And I'll tell you now, them two coaches, Jack Jones in the red corner, will be devastated. He's just been one-upped by his childhood mucker. Great fight, great effort by both boxers. You know, the standard of boxing tonight for amateur boxing, novice boxing, at the lowest level is exceptional. That's all you can say.
So we've got two fights left of this evening. The next one coming up is a 75 kilogram fight. So we've got Sapper Walgier and Sapper Williams. Yeah, and again, both the same unit.
Yeah, this is, again, we look at this. Oh, you know what? My newfound Anglo-Welsh foundation. I'm seeing young Sapper Williams from Swansea, boxing 8 years against the opponent Sapper Wugley. 8 bouts, 4 wins, 4 years boxing. This could be really tasty. This could be really tasty. Very evenly matched pair of boys. Both boxed.
We haven't seen them this week yet, so we don't know what we're going to expect.
So yeah, quick final. Both from boys with the RSME. So let's hope the coaches have picked the right man. And yeah, really looking forward to this one. You know, I have to say now, Pompey. I have a good mate from Pompey, good old Lee Alton, who's now, what is it? The Kindness Games author. Moved on from being a sapper to being an elite delivery of security, and now being a phenomenal motivational speaker. Good old Lee. To my Swansea counterparts, you know.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm going to
Well, what I'm going to say is, so this evening is actually sponsored by the Royal Engineers Association, who's put a lot of money into the event, and if you look at the finesse in the event, and you know, for an amateur show,
we go back, you know, we don't go back that long actually there, but when we compare it to what it were when we were boxing in '97,
what we said about the music,
yeah man, it's a banger. So yeah, big shout out to Lee Alton.
So again for this bout, we've got two stablemates. You know, we've had a couple of events tonight where boxers have boxed their own stablemates, know each other inside out, and so far they haven't failed to deliver. Nobody's sat there and just tried like a sparring session, and I'm hoping there's no different here. Look at both boxers, really relaxed. You know, Sapper Williams now coming into the ring. He's enjoying the vibes. He's got a bit of swagger about him. He's having a bit of a dance on the way in. You know what? He looks really comfortable with this. He looks confident. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's a massive shout there, isn't it? This boy has got some swagger. We've seen this go one or two days in the past. So yeah, let's hope it turns into a banger. Nice shot.
I'll tell you what, he's letting his music roll and he's enjoying it. He's in no rush to get in the ring.
I think the name of the rapper in that ring.
We've even got a bowler. Hey.
A little bit of a showman here, mate. A little bit of a showman, we like that. The showman against the ginger ninja. Here we go.
Say that, Cass.
Yeah, we can. Mate, we both know from our experience and the time within the British Army, them gingers have got something about them, mate. They dig deep. I won't say about the fox and the twiglets, but that's a different thing, mate, isn't it? For those of you who know, you know.
Right, so here we go then. Got a middleweight bout now. It's number 10 of the evening. We've had a cracking 10 fight or 9 fights so far. Let's see if it's bout number 10. It's just as much of an electrifying fight as the others have been. It'll be interesting to see how the crowd react to this, Cass. Because they're going to split loyalties, really, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, difficult one, isn't it? You know, it's your own regiment, 2 boys fighting for your own regiment. It is hard work. There you go, yeah, you know, a pretty even split there, though, to be fair.
I think the crowd are going to be quite loud for this one.
I think you might be right, Luke. So we've got Twiglets against the Showman, here we go.
So 50-50 fight this. They've both had 8 fights. Both been boxing quite a long time, quite a lot of experience here. Williams in the blue has been boxing for 8 years, and in the red he's been boxing for 4 years on and off.
Yeah, nice. Both good boys. Both know what they're doing. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Blue's got a nice base underneath him. He's sitting down on his shots as well. He's well balanced. You see their back foot is just slightly raised, which is where they want it to be, so they've got that balance.
Technically, two different styles. You've got a real relaxed stance.
Yeah, very.
For Williams, you've got a real tight defence.
Oh, lovely shots there from Blue.
Look at him move his feet.
Blue's got a little bit of kind of lateral head movement. He's trying to trigger him off a little bit. He's throwing in some feints there. He's using his lead hand to phase Red to draw him in to throw some shots. Oh, lovely change of the height there.
He's very stand up and on the line. That's what's going to let him down this bout, I believe.
Whilst William landed a good shot there, he then took 2 or 3 back, and it's about finishing that exchange. You know, it's some of them last punches of the exchange that's going to do it for him.
Oh, he just got caught there on his way out. His hands are a little bit low on his exit. He's being told there by the ref to keep his head up.
Yeah, you know, you got somebody with a slight height difference, and there's not a massive difference, but sometimes you can be found guilty, sort of just dropping down to your opponent's level instead of just sticking away. He's reaching in there with the backhand. He just needs to keep his height and move his feet.
What I'm liking here from Blue is when he's throwing, on his way out, he's moving his head, he's changing his height so that he's then unattackable in the sense of when Red's coming back and he's throwing, Blue's not there for him to hit.
He is. He's moving off the line really well, and I think that's the only criticism of Red thus far. Staying straight. He's more, you know, the more the traditional stance. He's staying on the line, making himself a little bit easier to hit. However, he's still doing a great job. Now, this is definitely a 50-50 bout. I'll show you where to split them, boys.
We've moved up now in the level of experience. You know, you see some real good technical boxing there. Up and down, lateral movements. Yeah, it's good.
Absolutely gleaming.
We mentioned again earlier, you know, about what to do in the corner. Again, you've got 2 boxers from the same gym, and the coaches know the fighters, and one's chose to take a seat, whilst one's quite happy standing up. It looks like he's going to receive a little bit of information there, but he looks composed, he still looks relaxed. He hasn't got his hands on the rope, so he's not tired. You can see he's really in his comfort zone there, I think.
Here we go again. This is round 2 of a very well balanced bout, I think. Oh, great backhand there.
Red's got a nice tight guard though, especially with his rear hand. His hand's where it should be. He's throwing, but he's kind of catching on the return.
Yeah. It's sort of that 4 or 5 punch combination where actually only one gets through, you know, but to the crowd, if you're not close and personal, you don't see it, you might not recognise that, you know, and that's what the judges are looking for. They're looking for the shot that's to get through, you know, and that's testament to understanding the skills and the abilities of the boxers.
Well, like there is, Red got pinged and he comes straight back, you know. Very
Yeah, and
the traditional stance in it, Dave.
it's almost as if Red's trying to draw Blue out to throw. He's just edging just slightly on his back foot, just so that when Blue throws, he can step back and return.
Yeah, that's a real good analogy, Lou.
I think he understands, you know, he's not got the reach advantage, has he? So he is trying to draw Blue in, just to get him to commit, and then he's in his own fight zone.
You know, it has to be said, both these boys are very, very comfortable in there. They know where they're at. And they've definitely got their own mindsets with regards to how they're going to get the nature across. And again, Dave, as we've alluded to many times over the night now, these boys have probably scored, you know, dozens and dozens of rounds.
See what I'm like on Wilga in the red corner there, as he's moving back when he's under a bit of an attack. He's punching as he moves back. He's not just moving back.
He is, yeah.
He's countering.
And he's not just laying back on the ropes. He's going back, but he's also changing the angle as he's on the ropes. He's trying to turn his opponent.
Real technical, well thought out fight. 2 different styles, and you can see they're just because of the
lovely change of angle there. Good round that.
Yeah, great effort from both the boys there. Really good fight. Mate, this is not making the fight the boxer of the night, mate. It's a real tough one, this day.
It's really good quality of boxing. And I think you're right, you know, you can almost sort of put the names in a hat and just do a random selection because the quality is great. I have no idea which way the judges will be scoring this because it depends what they're looking for. Like we said, you know, just because you're under pressure, if you're countering
out of every bout we've seen tonight, buddy, this is the one where I'm struggling with. We've called everyone thus far, and this one I'm unparalleled with my nature, mate. I'm on the fence massively. I really don't know where this is going to go.
I think it's like Dave's just said, that it depends on which way the judges are looking. I mean, each judge, although they've got scoring criteria, I think each judge is probably looking for particular aspects, and I think Red's doing well to kind of draw Blue in. He's sitting on the back foot a little bit more, but then Blue, I suppose, is a little bit more aggressive. He's a bit more come forward fighter.
Yeah, and, you know, and some people favour the traditional tight stance, others prefer the looser stance. You know, for me, I prefer the tighter stance, but I think Blue's really putting a really good game plan together here. Yeah, I really do think he is.
Taking nothing away from Wolga. He's boxing on the back foot, but he's boxing well. You know, he's countering on the move.
And that's exactly it. Yeah, he's not just stepping. Although he's stepping back, he's changing the angle every time he steps back. He's not kind of staying there to be hit.
100%.
You can see he's comfortable on the back foot. You know, it's not. It's not nice. Both boxers again.
You see the level of thought going into it, though. They're both thinking boxers. Fantastic to see, man.
They look fairly strong as well, these lads. When them shots are landing, they're solid shots.
We've said it a couple of times tonight already.
Wasted.
We've said it a couple of times tonight already. You're two boxers from the same unit. Nobody's let us down. They haven't sparred. They've gone out there because they want to win. They know what it means.
Lovely body shots there from Blue.
Yeah, great. They were good.
Red still, he's staying composed, he's staying tight, he's coming back.
Some nice backhands over the top as he moves out the way there. But Blue's doing the same, you know. He's landing some real good clean shots.
Exactly that.
He's doing some good work. After that little combination.
This is really hard one to score this.
Yeah. Like we said, depends what style you prefer.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic display of two well-motivated youngsters, mate, here.
These boys aren't training full-time, you know, they're doing trade courses. So they're up on the morning at 6 o'clock, going out for runs. Oh, they are nice. Beautiful finish by Blue there.
That's what shot. That last shot is the shot that's won the fight. Blue all day long.
Brilliant sportsmanship there, brilliant sportsmanship.
Fantastic effort from both boxers. But the last shot of the fight is the shot that won the fight. For me, the clearest shot.
You going with Blue, Cass?
Yep.
Who are you going for, Dave?
Blue.
Blue.
I like his style. I like the tight defence. Don't get me wrong, and he boxed well off the back foot. But I just think the way he moved, he looked more relaxed, more composed. He controlled the pace of the fight.
I'm absolutely 100% taking nothing away from that young boy in that red corner. He put a phenomenal performance in there, and that were nip and tuck for 3 rounds. There was very, very little to differentiate there. And that final shot, very clear shot, head went back. You know, that's an eye catcher. That is an eye catcher without doubt.
That's why we choose our heads, Cash, because when your hair jumps up when you get it, the judges catch your attention.
That's why we had skinheads from 96 onwards, mate. We had hair, but we just chose not to use it. And then when we tried to use it, we had none left.
Speak for yourself.
Let's go down to the judges' scorecards and see how this one goes.
Sticking with Blue.
I think that one was a split points decision, was it?
But you know what, Lou, I don't think anyone would have argued if it went the other way.
No, definitely not.
Absolutely amazing display there from two young, well-motivated boys, knocking the pan out. Excellent display.
From the same regiment, these guys, so no doubt they'll be sharing a drink together later.
I would certainly hope so. And I'll just say at this point, my Anglo-Welsh connections were correct.
So we've got one fight left of this evening. It's an 80 kilogram fight. We've got Corporal Alibi in the red, and Sapper Mortimer in the blue.
Well, I can say with absolute authority, both myself and Dave have got previous with Corporal Alibi from when he was a Sapper. Yeah, good kid, long, real bouncy style, real fluid.
I haven't seen him for a number of years though, Cass, so I don't know what I expect tonight.
Oh, exactly that.
Sapper Mortimer, who, when I speak to his coaches, I'm being told that he's a really strong kid, he's a front forward boxer.
Yeah.
That might further Alibi's strengths because he's a counter boxer. Rangy.
It could well do, mate. It could well do, could it?
They both look like they've won the Corps. So Alibi won in 2019 and Mortimer won last season. So this will be an interesting one, this one.
Yeah. And you're really looking forward to it. I mean, I'll go back for it. I can't really say much about Mortimer, which is a bit of a shame. I haven't had a chance to get down here this week. But, you know, Alibi... Yes, another so there we go. Dave just informed me into the straight final, guys. So the reality for me is, we had massive hopes for Alibi back in the day, Dave, didn't we? But he was a younger boy. He was a little bit unsure of how his career would progress. Obviously, he's jumped at it now. He's now a full screw. I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope, obviously, wish the best for both. But Alibi, I used to have a little bit of a soft spot for. I liked him.
Yeah, so you know what? When he took that bit of a break away from top boxing, he got himself into the CBG. He boosted his own skills and development. He recognised his weaknesses. He's had a bit of success on the circuit. It's just brought a new dynamic to him. Now, it sounds like we're sort of favouring him. We're not. It's just that we know him. Well, I knew him before. I don't know him now, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he boxes tonight because, like you said, he had a whole lot of potential before. He just didn't really raise to it. I'm hoping now he's over that barrier because he's matured a little bit more. You know, he's focused on what he wants to do. So let's see.
Yeah, you know, really looking forward to it. And like I said, we are definitely, we favour neither boxer. We are here as ambassadors for the core boxing setup, and yeah, hopefully to conclude an evening of phenomenal amateur boxing, this will be a banger. What I will say is, he's looking a lot more toned than he used to.
Well, previously saw him box, but he walked the ring, he always had that little bit of air retention about him. You're right, he just, his persona looks a lot different.
100%. More mature.
Another one of Jack Jones' fighters, so we've got Jack back in the corner for this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good tune.
This has got to be one of the standard entrance songs for most boxers, and it has.
It does, yeah. But, you know, it always has a reaction, doesn't it?
It does.
It always has a reaction.
Disappointed always has Sweet Caroline, right, to be fair, because that always gets everybody going, doesn't it?
Ace of Spades, I'm a bit disappointed that that's, you know, Ace of Spades is always a banger.
I tell you what, a little bit of Thunderstruck always goes down well. I do like Thunderstruck as well, it gets the crowd going.
So the crowd are chanting for this one now. The crowd are chanting for Mortimer coming in. Crowd are on their feet.
Well, I find it even, Lou, you know what? I get that sense that it's not going to fail to deliver.
The one I never heard, and I always wanted to hear were, "Hello, Cool J, Mama's going to knock you out." But nobody ever had the balls to do it. Because that's a banging tune, Dave, that. Hell of an entrance tune, man. Never ever seen it. I never do it myself, so I can't really say too much.
I've said numerous times tonight, you know, the quality of box has been outstanding. And it's massive testament to the coaches, and it's great to see now in the core boxing setup. A lot of the coaches were ex-core boxers, and now they're coming back through, giving it back. And
if I remember rightly, mate, in this one, Jack Jones actually used to coach the boy in the blue corner. He was coaching. back in the day. Do you know what? I know it's sad, but I love the boxing boots now. How the boxing boots have come on from when we were younger, mate. See, all black and white, weren't they? They were a gash.
Daps.
Mate, you know what I mean? Look at these now. Look at that. I'd have paid, mate, to wear them back in the day. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe we couldn't afford them.
That's exactly it. Some of the boots that I've looked at, you're paying 250 quid for a pair of boots.
Worth every penny.
But you know, in army boxing, they brought in that rule and said you can box in a pair of trainers because it was all about bringing kids through. Just give them a taste of the sport. Don't expend all your cash. But you see them now and they're committed from day one. When they walk in the gym, they want to look the part, feel the part, and it's like everything. If you got the kit, don't get me wrong, these are all they give you no idea.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah.
But it does help bring people on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, right. For a long time, this. Right, Eleventh.
Let's hope these lads put on a good show for the last final fight of the evening.
We're going to make this solid, haven't we?
Got quite a lot of height difference here again from Red.
Yeah, Alibi's got that long range style.
You just need to be doing that. Why is he throwing bent arm shots? You know, stand yourself in the middle of the ring, just keep on the end of the jab, let him move around you. Don't waste shots. If you're trying to throw hooks, you're exposing yourself.
He's doing well. He's keeping that centre of gravity low.
Alibi's got the style of low hands. He's throwing from his waist the majority of the time.
I'm looking at Alibi's footwork. So he's got a real wide stance, but he moves really well.
Yeah.
Skips, doesn't he?
He's gliding across the ring.
Mate, great analogy. Great analogy. Louise nailed it. Gliding.
Busy first round here from both lads.
Two previous core champions looking to make the mark on it. We've got 2-4 Commando against there's one Reg boy. It's three. I do apologise to everybody in the current CBRN unit. Webber.
Can't I tell you left the core, Cass? You've lost.
I'm not as in tune as I once was, mate. Am I? Not that I'm ever that in tune.
I think he's getting involved a little bit more than he needs to.
And that's exactly it. It boils down. He's got the advantage with his range and his height. He doesn't need to be getting involved at short range. Even mid-range, he doesn't need to be mid-range.
And when he's pausing before he throws his shots, he's sort of telegraphing what he's going to do because you can see he's sort of pulling his right hand back or cocking his shots. He started off quite relaxed.
Yeah, tension with it, isn't it?
Good ball though, you're a good first round. Two different starts.
What are we going for first round then, Cash?
I'm going for Alibi.
Alibi?
I'm not going out of there. I want to set the apple cart here. I want to go Sapper Mortimer because I think when it first set off, I was swaying towards Alibi, but actually as the round went off, I just thought that Mortimer just got a bit more the measure of him and realised I was carrying his hands low.
I'd agree actually. I think I'll go with Mortimer that round.
It's not often that me and Dave disagree. Very, very seldom we disagree. But yeah, in this instance we have. Since '96, mate, we haven't disagreed much, have we? But we've seen a change here with both the coaches. Predominantly Jack Jones had the boxers stood up, he's got Alibi sat down. You know,
is that a preference of Jack though, or is that a preference of the boxer, do you think?
Yeah, I hope so. You know, look at them both though, back on the toes now, rearing to go. Having it again. Mortimer straight out. A little bit, mate.
Yeah, I think the corner have probably told him get your hands up, get your hands a little bit tighter.
Again, he's trying to be the aggressor. He doesn't need to be a tall one.
No, he doesn't, mate. He's back foot and pick him off.
And this is it. His jab's falling short just a little bit. His jab, he's not fully extending that jab. He's not using his reach to his advantage.
That was a nice little scoop shot there. Just leading off with the lead hand. There was just no follow-up. That was the only thing he landed. It was a single shot.
I'm impressed with Mortimer in the fact that he's not overawed by the commando thing. And it used to be a big thing back in the day there, didn't it? You know, you were fighting somebody from the airborne community, from the commando community. It really used to put you on the back foot. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I completely agree. See,
we got a count here for Mortimer.
I thought that was. I don't think I agree with that personally.
A bit premature, I think.
Yeah, he took the clean shots. You know what? He wasn't moved. He didn't change his stance. His gloves were back on the chin.
We got the crowd behind Alibi now. Let's see how he reacts to that. And hopefully, he doesn't shoot his load. He doesn't go all in because there's no need to. It's the wrong fight for him to do, mate.
Just smothering his work a little bit there, Alibi. I think he needs to just... he's just smothering it a little bit so he can't get his shots off properly. He's got long, lovely long arms. He just needs to use his range.
Lovely long arms though, is it? Beautiful. And that is exactly what you said, Lou, there. You give yourself that space, you got that jab off, absolutely perfect. He's smothering himself by being in too close. This point, take that additional step out, give yourself the distance, unload 2 or 3, get on the back foot, let this boy come to you, because this boy is coming. Well, I'm still going, I'm going 2-1, 2-0, Alibi. No, that'll be next round. But Alibi's smothering his weight, mate. He could be looking a lot better in this. I'll take nothing away from Mortimer as the aggressor. You know, the boy's doing what he needs to do. He's closing the gap, he's keeping the distance down, he's, you know, making it more difficult for Alibi to do that long distance work. It's a great fight plan for him.
That's my brother.
We've got the crowd singing again.
We have indeed. I think they're all getting reared up for the third and final round of the last fight now.
Well, I think it's 1 round each now, Lou, and it's all to go for now. You know, what would you be telling your boxer now?
Who was, sorry?
What would you be saying to your boxer in the corner now? Would you be saying it's one apiece? It's up to you whether you want to.
That's exactly it. Yeah. But what you don't want them to do is go a bit wild out there. Yeah, exactly that, and to start falling over themselves and getting carried away. Stick to the game plan. Stick to kind of keeping him at range.
I'll be saying, you know what, it's 1 each, but you're right, don't fall in on your shots, keep your range. You can be busy and land the shots, but be sensible. I'd probably be saying to Mortimer, you need to set a range away from him, so he probably does need to be a little more aggressive. But you know, I think the round started where we expected to. Last couple of shots there.
That's a tough one. But that other one there, well, this is a great bout. You know, both showing technical ability. Alibi smothering his work a little bit. Mortimer, great kid. Coming. No fear. Yeah. Great way to conclude the tournament, this. Alibi just needs to give himself more space. He'd find it a lot easier. He's making life hard work for himself here. And if I'm honest, I think Mortimer's got this round up for me.
Mortimer just putting on the pressure a little bit now. He's trying to walk him down. He's trying to take his range away from him. He's trying to make him work a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%, Luke. Well, he knows where he's at.
Yeah, and this is it. I think Mortimer knows he's got to smother him. He's got to take away his range.
Great fight.
Lovely. I wouldn't like to be scoring that one.
Yeah, Alibi 2, like I said before the round started, Alibi 2-1. I hope I don't get it wrong, so I've got everyone right all night. So.
Both boxers there look like they're leaning against the ropes to get their breath back. I think they're both knackered, bless them. Both high-paced fight there, neither of them trying to kind of take their foot off the gas. They carried on working and fought right till the end.
Yeah. Oh, what I'll say is, Lou, it's been a great display of courage and determination all night from all the boxers we've seen. From the first bout through to the final bout. Absolutely amazing venue, you know, and they have made, you know, a great account of all themselves in the performances. Fantastic. Really, really good to see.
But who's ready for another round there?
You know what, I think what we have seen, and it's been really, really well delivered tonight, just by breaking down in some categories, and you've seen throughout the evening the way the quality's just increased. And when you finish on a bout like that, which is technical, it's gritty, it gets a crowd behind you, what a way to finish tonight.
Yeah, you know, I think the technical ability shown from the young novice boxers tonight has been really, really good. You know, the standard, mate, so am I. It's been a fantastic standard throughout the night. Albi wins for me.
I totally agree with you, 2-1. Yeah.
Unanimous decision.
Unanimous points decision there. Personally, it wouldn't have been unanimous for me, I don't think. I think there was scope in that for a majority. You know, I think one of the judges could have gone the other way. But, you know, a great display of two young men there. Absolutely fantastic. And what can you say? Cock on?
Dave Pearson's now got his song.
Dave's now got his wish.
We're just witnessing a little dance here from Dave.
Disappointed here about the first week Carolina. That's what we finished with. Hey, what a day.
Just for you, Dave.
What a day. Well, we laugh about it, eh? You watch this crowd go.
Touching hands, reaching out, touching me,
Stop touching me.
touching her, sweet Caroline. What a fantastic night of Royal Engineer Boxing, and it's been an absolute privilege to be part of it. Amazing. Crowd, standing ovations, great determination, delivery. Yeah, amazing night. And to be sat here with my long-time mentor, Dave Pearson, yeah, amazing.
I just want to finish off, Cass, before we bring the boxers back in. And the decision for best boxer, most gallant boxer, and winning team is announced. I just want to sort of put it out there now and say, first of all, thank you to all the viewers. To all the viewers who's tuned in, watch this. We hope you've enjoyed the commentary. We try to make it fun. We mixed it up from last year when I was stuck on my own. We've had a bit of a banter. You know, so we were sort of trying to bring the night into a close, but it's about keeping you people tied in, give a little bit of a perspective from a boxing specialist point of view, and sort of give you some feedback, because we all know what it's like watching boxing on screen without any kind of communication. So if you've liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't, I'm sorry, can't change that. We can't start the night again, but we'll probably be here again next year. Who knows? Fingers crossed, Dave. It'd be interesting to know from a viewer's perspective, you know, and please put the comments in on the YouTube piece on who you would vote for best boxer and who you would vote for most gallant. Winning team is out of your control, I get that, but just from our side, I think it'd just be interesting to see what you see. It's just a bit of a wait now, just while the final boxers just get checked off by the medical staff, just to make sure that they're all good to go. They pull the boxers back in, then we bring the whole team, the whole row of boxers back in the ring, where we can show our appreciation. We'll make the presentations, and then we'll start drawing the evening to close. but there's still a bit of time left yet. So don't drop off line. Stay tuned and keep on watching, please. Comments. Just a bit of a shout again, please. If you've been watching this tonight and you've enjoyed what you're watching, give us a bit of feedback, just so we know whether we're getting the right balance on what we do moving forward. Every year we try to make it better and better. We want you to come back again. Like I said, if you've got a preference on best boxer, not your friend, but hopefully the best boxer, please give us some feedback and we'll take that forward. Thank you. How have we found it tonight, Lou?
Yeah, good. It's my first time commentating actually, so it's been interesting and it's good to kind of sit amongst you two. Obviously, you've got a lot more experience in terms of the army boxers, the regiments, and things like that. So it's been good to kind of hear different perspectives on things compared to what I see. Because obviously, I'm seeing it from a boxer perspective, but I suppose you guys are both seeing it from the army perspective as well. You know a little bit more about the boxers. You know a little bit more about their history. So yeah, really interesting evening.
It's been absolutely fantastic having somebody who's actually totally independent from the military. And you're right, but being a professional boxer and coming in here now and witnessing what you're witnessing, if this is grassroots boxing, surely the only way is up.
100%. And I mean, I remember back in the days when I first started, and I mean, I never started on a level like this. And these guys coming into this ring in this atmosphere, I mean, even some professional shows aren't even like this. And I think for these guys, they've done themselves tremendously proud to even step into that ring. It takes some guts. And these guys have done it in front of a massive crowd tonight.
I agree with you. You've had your 2 pro fights. I had 33 professional fights, and in that time, not everything's in the leisure centre, not everything's on a set up. A lot of times in like a workingmen's club or a hotel conference room, these boys and girls who stepped in the arena tonight, this is their first experience of military boxing, and we know a new business story.
Definitely that, and they've all performed. Not one person has got in there and kind of looked a bit shell-shocked. They've not looked out of their depth.
It's easy to freeze, isn't it?
Oh, massively. And I think what people don't realise is what you feel as a boxer when you're out in that changing room and you're waiting to walk in. The anxiety is just overwhelming, but everyone has got in here, that they've put on a brilliant performance and they've done themselves proud.
You know what I used to always think? When you're warming up and you saw the running order, you have a good idea how long you've got. And it always upsets you. When there's a couple of stoppages, because all of a sudden that time for your preparation is pulled forward, and you've lost that time. And tonight, what I've enjoyed is, majority of the fights have gone the distance. They've been well matched.
Well, they've all gone the distance, I think. Apart from one. There's one was stoppage.
Yeah. And you look at that, and that's testament to great matching.
It is, yeah. It's testament to the value, the effort that the coaches put in, the effort that the boxers put in the training, and the championship format.
But we're just going to drop off from the sort of commentary now with the Regimental Sergeant Major, Keith Stubbs gives us a bit of a brief on what's happening next with the presentations.
Please ask Major General Alice Dickinson, please enter the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, it falls upon me to say a few words at the end of what's been, I'm sure you will all agree, quite an excellent evening. We are going to thank the boxers at the end of this specifically, but I think to start with, they all deserve a round of applause. Absolute militaries being very kindly here to sponsor us, and we couldn't have put on this evening without you, so thank you very much. In addition, Mr. James Williams of Public Health Medway. This whole facility, I understand, is owned by Public Health Medway. They allowed us to use it and put it on at no charge whatsoever. So thank you very much indeed to those there's one other sponsor that you really should be very proud of. And that's the Royal Engineers Association, that's you. This is your day's pay scheme that helps fund these sorts of activities. The Sapper Games, that I'll see you all at in June.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've just gone through the sponsors for this evening, which is Army Sport, Absolute Military, the Royal Engineers Central Charitable Trust, the Royal Engineers Association, and there was also a big thank you to Mr. James Williams of Public Health Medway for his contributions. He owns the Medway Leisure Centre, and he's given us the facility this evening to allow us to put on such a fantastic event.
It was done quite supremely, and again, I thank you very much indeed. I always seem to end up just thanking the whole list of people, but so be it, that's the way it is. There's a couple more. And on behalf of the boxers, there's two sets of people that I'd like to thank. One is the coaches. I'm sure that over the last 5 or 6 weeks or even longer, there's been 1 or 2 occasions where you really wouldn't want me to thank your coaches because of the way that they've driven you, but you performed quite excellently here tonight, and a lot of that goes down to your coaches. So on your behalf, thank you to the coaches. The second group of individuals that I need to thank on behalf of the boxers for the rest of you guys. Because whilst these guys are doing boxing training, some of you are covering the workload that they have. Some of these boxers haven't had time off at all, and they've done it in their own time, and I recognise that. But you guys make sure that these folk here are able to do the boxing. So on behalf of the boxers, thank you indeed.
So a round of applause there for the boxing coaches as a bit of a thanks, but also a real great testament to those in the audience who have picked up the slack to allow the boxers to train, whether it be full-time, part-time or in their own time. Well deserved.
I left the Royal Engineers in 2016. I joined the Royal Engineers, I heard earlier on, before the RSM was born, which was a bit of a shock to me when I heard it. Here we've got Royal Hospital Chelsea Pension. That's the history of the Corps. I'm slightly younger than some of these folk, and I've seen the Corps tonight in quite rude health. There is absolutely no doubt that the Corps now is in as good a health as I have ever seen it. The atmosphere here tonight is quite fantastic, and the courage and the skill shown by the boxers here was exceptional. And I'd just like, on your behalf, to thank the boxers. Thank you.
As expected and ready, so a real big thank you to the boxers. Without them tonight, the event wouldn't have happened. Simple as that. You know, they've kept the crowd entertained. Do you agree with that? Hey, 100%. So we're on the presentations.
We've got to the prize giving, first of all, the most gallant contender. As judged by the officials, the most gallant contender is Sapper Clark of Walborough School of Engineering Veteran.
So that was the presentation of most gallant boxer as judged by the officials, and that was Sapper Clark from RSME Regiment.
The award of the best boxer, as judged by the Royal Engineer Boxing Club, is Sapper Williams of
So a bit of a clean sweep there. The Royal Engineers Boxing Club selected the best boxer this evening. It was Sapper Williams from 1 Royal School of Military Engineering.
This is awkward.
That's good. That's good as for.
winners of the 2024 Court Boxing Championship are 1 Royal School Military Engineer Regiment. Quietly to attention towards the Union flag for the national anthem. Could I please now ask the VIPs to please go to... Officers, we'll be going back to the officers' mess with the warrant officers. Staff sergeants, please go down to warrant sergeant's mess. We have the civilian guests that have been invited by myself. VIP to go to officers' mess. Right, please, juniors, please